outcast of podcasting.
Yeah. Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that's what it is, nigga.
That's what everyone says. Everyone's like, oh,
Everyone's like,
the
bro,
outcasts.
you guys are the outcast of podcasting.
Podcast.
I am Big Boy. Asana is Andre.
Yep. That's how I saw it in my head.
Yep. You are an extravagant, gay, beautiful black woman, or whatever you are. But you're a good rapper.
Is that what Andre is? Is Andre
He's a great rapper, isn't he?
Gay, beautiful black woman?
He's something.
He is something.
And I'm going to let him be whatever he wants to be on this podcast.
Yeah, he's earned, you know what? Andre 3000 has earned whatever he wants.
He's earned to be whatever he is.
Yeah.
He's from space. Hey, Hassan, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm gay. But
nope.
I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time, you know? The world's still on fire, but we're still here.
Well, it's not as on fire.
It's not as
I know
on fire.
for you guys, we filmed this
Like-
as, you know, when you guys hear this, it'll be way later. But, my nigga, the world's on fire.
Yeah. How about yours?
No, it's actually not. It's like, it's less fire, though.
Yeah, it's been we're recording this June like 6th. That's where we're at. It's we've both went to a protest. We both did we've done all that. It's like it's been peaceful.
They were all peaceful.
Yeah, it's been peaceful. It's been calm. It wasn't the straight up carnage that we saw when we recorded last time.
Yeah.
Or that was reported when we recorded last time.
It wasn't that.
No, it was
That shit was beautiful, bro.
It was
That shit was beautiful.
I'm glad I went. I'm glad I got to feel like something big, like I was a part of something bigger than me.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And it was nice to be around all these people that we didn't know, and Anderson .Paak. All these people that we didn't know,
And Anderson .Paak was also there.
But
But there's a lot of people that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And Anderson .Paak.
And it was just nice to be, like, oh, this is a community. This is people care for each other, and that's it's after being isolated from people for so long. It's also nice to be like, oh yeah, there's love and there's peace out there.
Yeah, it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was nice, fool.
Powerful.
You did tell me multiple times there's way too many black people here.
Well,
you say that like 5 times.
You know how I feel about all that sort of thing. It's just
Oh, that sort of thing.
Yeah, all that sort of thing.
All that sort of thing.
All that sort of thing. It's
Do
like,
you hear him?
Yeah, it's like it's you don't.
This is how racist you are. You can't even get out your racism.
Let's not shoot them and brutally police them, but also, don't be near me. But
I have never.
Yeah.
I have never, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Golly, Bob.
Every time there's a black person within 5 feet of me, I feel very sick.
Yo, something's wrong with you, dude. You can't say these things. Drew Brees just got canceled. You can't say these things.
Can you imagine, though, if I really felt that way? Like, would you be like, damn, you really endured this podcast? Would you respect me a little more?
Well, oh, wait. Okay. You're asking me if you were really racist for real. And you've been stomaching these episodes.
Yeah.
At this point, or I guess the question is, at what point do I just become like impressed?
Yes. So we're like,
Is this a real question? Okay.
130 something episodes in, I think. I don't know the exact number.
If you really were disgusted,
yeah,
by my black presence,
yeah,
like it hurt your feelings,
made me nauseous.
250 episodes.
Really?
250 episodes. I'm like, bro, this nigga's impressed. This is the most impressive racist. This racist has persistence.
Yeah, all right, fine. I think that's a little bit high of a bar for racism.
What do you mean?
Because I think 130 episodes is pretty impressive.
Well, that's because you're living it and doing it. So of course you're gonna think it's impressive. I'm telling you what I would find impressive.
But you know how bad it is to feel nauseous. Now
It
imagine
sucks.
that doing that 130 times. You're telling me I would need another 120 on top of that?
These episodes are like an hour and a half long sometimes.
Yeah, some of them are like 2.5 recently because we've been talking like this beforehand. And I've only thrown up once. Remember? I've only thrown up that one time.
When?
I forgot which episode we were describing. This was when we first had the studio. Remember?
I thought you were gonna say when I met Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it was too much. I couldn't. I shook his hand and I just threw up all over him.
I forgot the movie. I think it might have been Armageddon. No, it wasn't Armageddon. It was The Gray. Remember, we were doing The Gray, and they were just being ripped apart by wolves, and I hadn't eaten, and I was like, oh, fuck.
And you diarrheaed yourself.
No, I threw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't diarrhea myself. Those are separate things.
You don't know.
Yeah, you know what? I do know the difference between barfing and diarrhea.
Show me the stats.
Oh, man. Let's go. That's the best argument.
I win.
Show me the stats is always the best argument.
I win.
Yeah. God damn it. I lose again. You know what I'm like? I'm like the Angels. I'm like the Angels before the Angels get there. I just keep losing.
Hey, we talk about the movie we did last week before we talk about the movie you're here for. Get fucking on board, new listeners. Also, thank you for coming to Spoil the Beans.
Yeah. So we did Angels in the Outfield last week. I watched.
Son loves baseball.
Yes. This is one of the first movies. This is one of the few movies I watched the same day you told it to me.
You were excited, little puppy boy, huh?
I was excited. I was like, this is great. This is a kid's movie, so it's not going to be too heavy. And you know what I mean? If it's a heavy movie, I can't watch it the same day you tell it to me.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it, though, bud?
I enjoyed it. It was first of all, yeah, it was a great kid's movie. It's a great movie to show, like,
an actual kid.
Absolutely. I would have been on fucking board all the way.
Oh, if you're like 8?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it would have
there's
been
no way to not
awesome.
be on board.
The Angels were awesome. It was just funny.
They look funny.
Yeah.
They look funny. That's a good point. I didn't even say that. I didn't really describe. They look because they don't look like sleek or anything. They're like
they look
fat.
They look like a regular dude.
They're regular dudes. One of them had a cigar.
Yeah. They look like. That's what's funny about them. That's a good take on Angels.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
They're all white. Thank God.
They're all white. You know, that's as God intended clearly. And then
as was the baseball team.
Yeah, the whole baseball team was white.
You know that sport where everybody's white.
Yeah, only one Hispanic player, only one black player.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. In what year?
94.
Okay, so we know who plays baseball.
Yeah.
At 94, we all know who plays baseball. Let me tell you something. It ain't all white dudes.
No. Well, that's why they're so bad at first. That's why they need divine help.
Because that's some real shit, nigga. They needed divine help because they wouldn't fucking hire. They wouldn't draft someone from South Dominica or whatever the fuck.
South Dominica.
Where they come from? I don't know where they come from, but they play baseball well.
They didn't get anyone from East Dominica or anything like that. South Dominica. One person I wish they showed more of is I wish they showed more of the weird pitcher. The weird pitcher was the funniest guy.
Oh, the guy from who's been in a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
The guy from Walking Tall and shit.
Yeah. He is hella funny.
Bro, and sets again. I love that joke, bro. Who pitches like that?
His whole walk up, his whole intro, because he was introed as the crazy guy.
Uh-huh.
I was like, damn, this should have been more.
And him fucking like him, the way he chews the gum and everything. Yeah,
there should have been more of that guy.
Yeah, he was really funny.
He was really funny. It's it's because it's a kid movie and it's trying to show humor and it's like that. That's a guy that I'm pretty sure made adults laugh. It's like, oh, this is a crazy guy.
That guy's funny.
This guy's funny. Yeah, he is.
He's went on to have a great career. He just keeps being in shit.
That's what you gotta do. You just gotta keep being in shit.
I know, right?
Right.
He was a Minority Report.
Just kill any little role. I mean, he made this role memorable. He's in there for really 2 scenes, maybe.
Yep.
Really?
I remember him right when I seen him. I was like, oh, because right when I saw Walking Tall, I was like, oh, I remember him. And then Minority Report, I remember him. Like, yeah, he is memorable. Like, but they're all like these roles where he's not the lead.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You gotta be. You're right.
Just convert on your opportunities.
That's true.
Kyle
Shanahan.
Let's not bring that up again. I can't yell about it.
Convert, Kyle.
Danny Glover can act.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this your first ever Danny Glover movie you've ever seen?
It might be.
You've never seen Lethal Weapons?
No.
All the Lethal Weapons are on the list. I know. Calm the fuck down. We will get there. Everybody who's like, why wouldn't you guys just... We got a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
The list goes a long time. That's why we haven't got to fucking Lethal Weapon yet. Because the guy hasn't seen goddamn Independence Day. He didn't see Titanic. You know, we had some shit to go through first.
Right.
But we'll get to, obviously, Lethal Weapon.
And I don't think I've seen any other of his movies.
Color Purple, I know you haven't seen.
Nope.
Because I can't wait to do that one. And then other movies he's been in.
Nope. I think this might be my first ever Danny Glover movie.
Crazy, but you know who he is. So you knew if you saw him, you'd spot him in 2 seconds.
That's Danny Glover. Yeah.
That's crazy, but you know all the movies. Mm-hmm. Other than this, you didn't know he was in this. But Lethal Weapon, Color Purple, I don't know if you knew he was in that. But Lethal Weapon.
He was in that. Yeah. But I knew he was in Lethal Weapon.
I mean, Lethal Weapon is the movie. It's like the...
Yeah, that's like what he's famous for. Super famous for.
Him and Mel Gibson. I mean, it definitely put them on like a different playing field when they just started dropping them jokes. But
yeah, he can act.
Yeah, man, he's good, huh?
Yeah.
Do you like the little kid, JT?
I like the JT's the black kid, right?
Yeah.
The JP?
JP.
Yeah. He was great. The scene where he's playing baseball, it was just a lot of like Fun scenes. It definitely made me tear up.
When they're all playing as kids.
Yeah.
That's my favorite scene. I
That's
told
a
you.
great scene.
It's as a kid, it's like, wow, this would be everything I'd want. It's a pickup game, and the head coach of the Angels is there.
Yeah, within an MLB manager.
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just
What'd you think of
a
JGL?
lot of heart. JGL was good, man. It's like
Young JG.
yeah, it's like I believed him. It wasn't like the whole time I was thinking like, oh, that's JGL. No, I fully believed it.
You were like, oh, this is some
the
kid who sings Angels.
Yeah, because we watched the first couple episodes of Space Force, right?
Yes, we did not like that.
No.
That show was bad.
But the whole entire time, like, I can't help but be like, oh, that's Steve Carell. That's not whatever. I don't even remember his.
I don't even.
character's name.
It wasn't like Michael Scott. Where you watch The Office, nigga, that's
Michael
Scott. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Michael Scott, bro. That's just him. You know, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I shouldn't, no matter how famous you are, because when Steve Carell did The Office, this is post 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Post Daily Show, post 4-Year-Old.
We knew
Steve Carell's a guy.
He was the dude, and nigga, from the first episode of The Office, it's like Michael Scott.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. And when we watched Space Force, why it was trash, because it wasn't funny. It just really wasn't funny.
Too many things going on.
Way too many things going on. Way too
Yeah.
many characters. Like, dude, calm down. Introduce characters. That's why you have a season.
Yeah, you don't have to introduce them all at once.
That's why you have a season.
Mm-hmm.
The pilot, you introduce a couple, and then the next one a couple more, and then the next one. That's why it's 22 episodes.
Yeah, or even 10.
10. You have all the season to get there.
You still don't need to,
Get there slowly.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, I'll have them all. And then next season, I'll know a little bit more about it. But like, yeah, bro, you ain't got nigga in Game of Thrones. You don't meet everybody episode 1.
Yeah.
Because it would have been stupid.
Yeah, you don't meet Ilaria Sands, the sand snakes till the 4th season.
Yeah.
And they're very important.
They make the whole show.
Yeah.
No, nigga, I don't even think in the first episode you see Tyrion and them dead.
You don't see him in the first season, I don't think.
No, he comes up the first season for sure.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. Because remember when Arya was working for him?
That's season 2.
That's season 1? Oh, that's season 2.
That's season 2. Arya.
No, she escapes from the capital season 1.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She escapes from the capital season 1, but she doesn't.
She comes back. Oh, you're right.
No, she comes back. She doesn't end up in because that's when she's running away. She ends up in his camp. But so that's she escapes from. She escapes.
We meet him season 2.
Yeah, we meet him season 2.
No, right when you're describing, I'm like, damn, you're right. No, you're right because it hit me and I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
Nigga, we don't meet him. He's the best character on the goddamn show, arguably, bro. Arguably the best character on the show, and we don't meet the nigga till season 2.
They talk about him like a motherfucker, but we don't meet him.
But we don't meet him because we don't need to.
Yeah.
Space Force, you suck. You have Netflix money.
Yeah.
You could have had a hit. You have all these big. It's just like, man, what a wasted opportunity. You had stupid. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yep. It's even if you have stars, use them sparingly. I know McConaughey and Adrian Brody weren't stars yet, but the reason why it's so cool to watch them in this is because they're only there for a couple scenes. Mm-hmm. And like, oh wow, this is they didn't shoot their wad on like we weren't trying to make this guy or you know what I mean.
No, they were in some scenes. Fool.
They were in some scenes and
went on to both of them be Oscar winners.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I smiled. I cried. I laughed.
You liked it, huh?
I liked it. Yeah, it was. As far as kids movies go, it's like that's a movie you can watch as an adult.
What about sports movies?
Sports movies, it's a good sports movie. I mean, like it's
just straight up sports.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to just look at the straight up sports aspect of it, it doesn't make any sense.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
Because if you were to like actually break down the actual sports that's happening,
yeah,
why?
Tell me.
Would the end goal be to win the pennant and not win the World Series?
Yo, whose end goes to win the Eastern Conference Finals?
So the sports aspect of it, you kind of have to let go. And it's also like,
why is it the pennant? Why wouldn't he just say the World Series?
I don't know. Well, because pennant sounds cooler. Clearly written by people who don't watch a lot of baseball.
Yo, preach. Yo, that's so real.
Because when he invites him back to the game, he goes, "Why don't you come to our next game?" And it's the same pitcher as the first game. It's like, that's not how pitching works. This is rotation.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Also, you can't just take someone off the IR and tell them that they're playing. There's rules against that.
Also, why is he on the team? Why wouldn't they cut him?
Yeah.
He hasn't pitched in that. This thing hasn't played in like 4 years.
Yeah, it's not like he's bringing fans in. No one's coming to see a guy not pitch.
No, remember the beginning of the first game? Nobody's there.
Yeah.
Nobody even cares about Mel Clark.
Yeah.
What you think of the end though when Mel Clark starts kicking ass? What do you think of Tony Danza as the hero pitcher?
It's crazy because like, if you didn't tell me it was Tony Danza, because he has a cap on the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I would have been like, why is this guy familiar?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I think I brought this up in the episode. Makes no sense that he has to die.
Viciously too of like lung cancer. It's like a horrible. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah. What?
Also, this little boy has the weight of knowing this fucking 12-year-old is gonna be watching the news when people are like, oh my god. Well, like when Mel Clark, does the first speech. Think about this. He's watching the news when Mel Clark comes out and goes, so I want to announce to everybody, I can't believe we won the World Series. I love this team. But
well, you don't know if they won the World Series.
Okay, I can't believe we won the pennant. Okay, you're right. I can't believe, imagine this though. Imagine going with, can't believe we won the pennant. But it's okay, Mel. Somebody's like, it's okay, Mel. Today I was diagnosed with lung cancer. This little boy's like.
The little boy doesn't react because the little boy's like, I know.
And he goes, but then the little boy has to see him do the whole like, but they told me my career was over and I battled through that and came back and won. And I'm going to come back and beat this. Yeah, we love you, Mel. Mel Clark. I love you guys. Thank you. I'll come back stronger. And the little boy's like, no. And then he's watching on SportsCenter, and Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless are all like, "Oh, he's gonna beat this for sure." I mean, Mel, they're saying all the right things. Mel's a great guy. He's a tough guy. He's a fighter. Look at 156 pitches. 150.
There's also that he left him in for 156 pitches, and then didn't get the bullpen warmed up until the last batter of the ninth inning.
No, he gets him warmed up in like the second inning.
Oh yeah.
The second or the first inning when he gets hit, he gets rocked in the first inning.
Okay.
He gets the bullpen warmed up immediately. Does not touch the bullpen.
Even though he's in trouble inning after inning after inning.
And I mean, he's getting you out of it. I appreciate it. Yeah. I really do.
But bro, he should have been gone in the sixth.
Also, mention that it's game 7.
Yeah.
Because I would have never, until you brought it up, it didn't even cross my mind. Oh my God, nigga, this is game 7. It makes it. You're right. They didn't know about sports because they don't realize, like, bro, you say the words game 7, people go,
oh. In the World Series too, instead of the pennant. Why are they playing the White Sox? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess that's the ALCS, but like, so they just go on. So think about this. This guy helps his team win the pennant
from last place, post All-Star, post All-Star race. They pretty much win every game.
Yeah. Sees him win the ALCS, then finds out at game 7 that the Angels can't help him, which is a bullshit rule that the Angels should have told him at the beginning.
Why'd you help me in game 6? We could have eliminated him then. Like, I don't understand. So you don't do elimination game 7s? Like, what is the...
Also, this is not a champion. I mean, it's technically a championship, but it's not a championship. It's a semifinal, so you clearly could have helped in game 7. And then, let's say you go on to lose the World Series. Let's say you go on to lose the World Series, and then your favorite pitcher's going to die in 2 months. This movie's crazy heavy.
Oh, my God.
And then you don't get to be with your dad anymore. So yeah, as a sports movie, it's not that good.
I'm done. Yeah, we'll be back. Oh my God.
Beaners, this is your intermission right now.
Before we get into the episode you are here for, really quick, thank you for listening.
Yes,
we love you.
We do. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes.
Please rate and review. That stuff matters. We could use the help, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it.
Tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it. You keep going back and listening to old episodes. That's how we know you love it. We appreciate that.
And follow us on Instagram at Spoil the Beans, and then you can find our individual Instagrams. We're linked on everything. Follow
Derek
us from
Poston, Sanamad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Greg Scamato for making our theme music. If you want some more samples from him or maybe help from him, check out gregcanhelp.com.
Yep.
Yeah. And now back to your future presentation.
Hello. I wonder how it sounds to them.
What?
Like the break.
Yeah, well, because the break is like, we still have that old bumper we did when we first moved here about like, hey,
Oh, so there's a break.
There's a break. There's
okay,
it's
so
like
it does
30
make
seconds.
sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. But it's not as long as our break.
No.
No.
Our break is like this is a different day.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, shit balls, man. Hassan, do you have anything to plug?
Yes, guys. Do you want to follow an NFL player on Instagram?
Hell yeah, I do.
Do you want to see his life?
Yeah.
Do you want to support the president of the Beaners and our only guest we've ever had?
Dude, that sounds like all the things that I love most in my life, and I have kids.
Well, really? You have kids? You should have told me about that. Well, Derek,
Yeah?
other than that bombshell news you dropped on me, you
What?
can get everything you want if you follow
Who?
Darren Bates on Instagram.
The linebacker for the Titans?
The linebacker for the Titans.
He used to play for the Rams, and then he played for the Raiders.
Yeah, that guy.
I
You
like
can
it.
follow him on Instagram, DARENBATES, Darren Bates, blue check mark, or Westland Sun _56.
They made a rule in the NFL for him.
Yep. You know the rule where you can't jump over the guy on a field goal? You can't jump over the center to block the kick? That's
Yes.
Darren Bates.
Oh, the guy who jumped over, he did that to you guys.
Yeah. Did he do it to us?
No, who did you do it to?
He did it to somebody.
He did it to two
And-
teams.
Yeah, he did
That's
it
why
twice.
they made it twice. He did it twice, and they were like, okay, we can't.
Yeah.
They're too athletic.
Yeah,
He did it to us.
I think he did it to the Giants. I remember correctly. Either way, follow Darren Bates on Instagram.
Yeah, he's athletic, he's a dad, he's black, he's good.
And if you guys would like
Love
to
him.
get a sponsor, like us to talk about you, just hit us up and we will get that done.
Yeah, if you want us to sponsor you, bro, straight up. If you want us to just straight up sponsor you.
Other way around,
We will do
sponsor us. Yeah, we will.
No, we sponsor them.
We'll sponsor that. We'll do everything.
No, because like, I mean, yeah, you're paying for it, but yeah, we're doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
So, if you pay for it, we will shout out your shit. 100%.
Absolutely.
Or just send us money. No, because everybody's like, oh, do a Patreon, we'll do and this and that. Hey guys, we have shit coming, you don't even know. I know it sounds like, oh, they're just always saying that. Bro. Actually, by the time you hear this, you'll already know.
Yeah.
It just hit me. By the time you actually get this one, you might already know what's happening. But man, we got shit coming for yo bitch asses.
Bitch asses.
So sit back and enjoy the fucking ride, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Beaner Nation for life. We grow, we continue to grow. We are beanstalks. That's the funniest shit I've ever said, ever. That was off the top of the dome, dog. I felt like Kendrick Lamar saying that. We are beanstalks?
We are beanstalks. Bum 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 bum.
Oh, Lord, man. What should we do now, huh?
We should probably do a movie.
Oh, shout out to the guy also who gave me shoes.
Oh, yeah.
His name's Ben.
Dope
Ben
shoes.
Chavez, man. He fucking hooked me up with some fire ass shoes. He represented Spoil the Beans on the motherfuckers, man. That shit was hard, dog. Thank you for that.
And shout out to King Cuts for hitting us up. I know you want to be a barber, and good luck to you. And thank you for listening.
Hey, keep listening, man. Yeah, keep listening, bro. We appreciate it, dog.
That's any
Hassan.
barber, the best barber.
He's the best, apparently. Hassan Ahmad,
Yes.
you're gay.
Nope. Nope.
Well, pretty sure.
Nope.
Well, beyond that, I'm excited for today.
Okay.
I'm really excited.
Okay.
You haven't seen this movie because
No.
that's the point of the podcast. But man, this is an exciting movie. This is fucking a really fucking brilliant movie.
Okay.
But before we get into it, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Tell me what you think happens in Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. Okay. So this is a movie about the COVID-19 stats that everyone keeps talking about, but no one sees. Right? This is a movie that shows us that the stats that COVID-19 isn't a big deal, even though it's killed 110,000 people in 3.5 months. This is this movie. I think this is directed by Eddie Bravo and Brendan Shaw. Am I correct? No, Hidden Figures. This is, I remember, this movie is very recent. It came out. I remember wanting to watch it and never doing it.
I think that's the point of this podcast.
Yeah. Who's in it? It's Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and then a third black woman. The three main characters. And they're about, I think Taraji is the main character, and she is this person who works at NASA, right? And she's a brilliant scientist, but this is like in the 50s or 60s, right? And so when she starts working at NASA, she thinks, oh, I'm gonna make all this change happen, right? Or I'm gonna not make all this change happen. What am I saying? I'm gonna be a part of these teams, and my work is gonna be.
Your dad works at NASA.
Yeah, my dad works at NASA. He comes in at the end. My work is gonna be. My work is gonna be taken seriously, whatever. And then she gets there, and it's the same bullshit, racial bullshit that everyone has to go through.
Even from the smartest people on Earth.
Even from the smartest people on Earth. So she gets there, and she's basically relegated to like a secretary role, pretty much, or like, you know what I mean, or she's working with like an all-black division, but no one gives a shit about what they have to say about anything. One of those things. And then maybe like before Apollo 1, you know, the one where all the astronauts die in the thing, she notices something like, hey, the calculations are off and they might be in trouble, and they don't listen to her. Because she's black?
Yep.
And then,
woman.
Yeah, well, yeah, double down, really. And then, you know, the thing goes wrong, the chest goes wrong, and then, like, the one white dude who listened to her becomes, like, the head of the Apollo program, and then he takes a chance on her, and, you know, she does good things.
For the Apollo, like the mission on the moon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's whatever Apollo that is.
That'd be 2, right?
No. I think there was a time between Apollo 1 and then the one that went to the moon. I don't think Apollo 2 was the one that went to the moon.
You sure?
Yeah, it might have been like Apollo 7 or something.
Maybe it was Apollo 7.
Yeah, it could have been something like that.
Apollo 13's a movie.
Apollo 13's a movie. Apollo, because that's the one that almost goes wrong, but they get them back. And then Apollo 11's a big one too.
That might Apollo 11?
That might be the moon one, where they go to the moon.
Let's see. Moon landing. Apollo 11.
Apollo 11. So yeah. So
yeah, you're right. 2 was a. Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So.
Well, I guess they were far apart, but they're not as far apart as you think.
No,
I know years of this now, and I'm like, oh, they're not as far apart.
They're not far apart in time. They're just a far apart in mission.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
but in time, they happen like pretty, like, oh, this is all happening, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then she you know, fights the system and gets it done, and then eventually she gets recognized for her work. But like, it's probably years after she's done. There's probably like an epilogue where she's old and gets recognized for her work.
Okay, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Well, I like how you named that there were other women in this, but they did nothing.
Yeah. They're part of the team. You know what I mean? They're part of the team.
I like how you said, you're like, but, I mean, they do something, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who'd you say was in this?
Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and a third black woman.
Okay. You know, Octavia got the Oscar nomination.
Yeah. Did Taraji too?
No, but she should have. And then this got nominated for screenplay and movie.
Okay. Yeah, I remember thinking...
High rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 93 or 94, 98% on People. For this movie, I was watching this today, no bullshit. If they don't show this movie in schools, why'd they even make it?
Oh, it's like one of those movies.
If they don't show this movie in schools, bro, this is everything. Everything. It ain't about race, it's about everything. Just like... Mm-hmm. This movie's fucking brilliant, bro. You ready?
Let's do this.
I feel like this is the appropriate time to do this movie. Also, I picked this movie on purpose, obviously, for what's going on.
Right.
And I feel like this is an appropriate movie to do. Alright? And if you haven't seen it, at the end you'll see what I'm saying.
Watch by the time this released, the cops just shoot a black woman into space, and I'm like, oh god, this is the worst time for this movie, huh? Yeah.
Breaking news, the police just killed 17 black women in space.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no.
Ow.
Oh no!
Hey, get up there!
Yeah. Oh god! This problem was way worse than we thought too.
Do bullets work in space?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that worked like that. Does that work?
Yeah.
Have we checked on that?
Yeah.
Based on true events. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know it's a true story.
Yes, I know that.
You see this little black girl, young. She's just she's in front of a class. She's like 14. Or she's talking to herself. 14, 15, 16. Prime, 17, 18, prime. And she just kept doing it. All right? Mm-hmm. And West Virginia, 1926.
Ooh.
So you hear a voiceover, and it's talking about how this girl went to the best school for Negroes in the state, right? And she was just genius, too smart. They had to skip her from 6th grade to high school.
Okay.
One of those.
Okay.
Pure genius. They ask her, Miss Coleman, can you solve this equation, right? She's like the math equation. She's in front of this class of like fucking seniors. 6th grade.
Right.
And she fucking nails it first try. Hey, sorry about that. I know you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, well,
We had a technical difficulty problem, but we're back.
we're back. Hey, the sound is back.
Sound is back.
Yeah.
The little girl, she's in front of her classroom. All right. So the voiceover says how, she knocks the equation out in the first try, and the voiceover says how, like, because all the students and the teachers are like, what the fuck? So all the teachers in this school band together
Yeah.
and pay for this girl, because
To go
she's
to
so
college.
smart, to go to another school, like this other super smart school.
Damn.
So this is bro, it's a true story, fool.
Damn.
This is how, like we're talking about a real genius. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is special. This is special.
Yeah, we gotta uplift this person out of here.
Because this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is because, like, she might change the world. Who knows? Who knows what she might do? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, it's crazy. Every student should know this story, like these stories,
Right.
because they're real. It's like, well, this is insane that we don't learn about this in school.
Right. Well, there's a reason why we don't learn about her in school.
Oh, 3. Wait till we're done.
Oh shit.
That's all I thought it was funny you didn't bring up. No, wait till we're done with this fucking movie, bro. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's why aren't we talking about this in school?
Well, yeah. You know
This
why.
is insane,
But
bro. So she's talking in the front of the class, right? And she's she's just a genius. Credits are rolling, and like she's saying by the one class, and she's driving now to the school that they paid for her to get into. Like the family packs up. This is while the credits are rolling. They drive off.
yeah.
Hidden Figures.
Okay.
All right. Hampton, Virginia,
Ooh.
1961.
Okay. Oh wow.
All right. We see Taraji P. Henson. She's leaning on a car. It's a broken down car on the side of the road. She's sitting next to Janelle Monáe.
That's the third one.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. Also amazing actress.
Yeah, she's great. She was great in Moonlight. I
Oh,
know that.
God, she's phenomenal in this. So, well, all three of them, they all should have got Oscar noms. It's crazy. I mean, Octavia, I totally get, because when you see this, like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
But
Someone told me recently that Octavia was budget Viola Davis, and I just couldn't agree with that at all.
no, Octavia Spencer is one of the best actresses alive, dude.
Yeah, right?
Period. Check the woman's fucking track record, dog.
Right?
Check the woman's fucking track record. You know what I'm saying? Bro, just the 2 movies we're about to do, Shape of Water, and that we've done of her. Shape of Water, unreal Oscar nom. This, unreal Oscar nom.
And then she won for The Help, right?
Yep.
Haven't seen that.
And
but-
that's also on our list.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't know how that's a
I don't know how you
budget
got that.
anyone.
Yeah, right.
What are you like? What?
Yeah,
Nigga?
and what option is she the cheaper version?
Yeah, I don't understand this at all.
Yeah.
This woman is a beast. The range on her is crazy. So
So Brian Simpson, you're an idiot.
you're an idiot, Brian. We love you. So, she's sitting next to Janelle Monáe. They're sitting on the car of the freeway. Taraji's name is Catherine. She's the kid.
Okay.
So she's the little girl, right?
Okay.
Janelle Monáe's name's Mary, and Octavia is underneath the car working on the car.
Okay.
It's broken down. All right, she's Dorothy.
Okay.
Okay.
Dorothy and then
Janelle's Mary.
Mary. Okay.
Main characters,
Catherine.
Catherine.
Okay.
So they're working on the car. They're talking about, like, whoop this piece of junk. Oh my God, you work on your car, talking to Octavia, and she's like, well, hell, you want to, you can ride on the bus and sit your ass in the back. And she's like, I ain't gonna be doing that shit either. They're just kind of like talking shit to each other. Right then, a cop pulls up.
Ooh.
Whoop.
Ooh.
They're telling her, like, hey, just be calm. We didn't do nothing. There ain't no crime for our car breaking down. We're fine. Like, they're talking to like each other, like, we're fine. It's all good. The cop's like, wait, what you guys doing up here? They say something. They just say, like, oh, our car broke down. Something. He's like, hey, don't you be being. They say something kind of like smart. But nothing crazy. And he's like, don't you be disrespectful. And they look at him. They're like, hey, we're just on our way to work, sir. Where are you ladies going? NASA. The guy's like, NASA? Yes, sir. We work on rockets. All 3 of you. Yes, sir. I had no idea they hired. And then right then, Octavia cuts him off and goes, they do. She goes, a few women? Yes, a few women they did hire to work in the NASA program, sir. Like, before he get, smooth, bro. It's just, just smooth, real calm, smooth. Like, but I'll cut you off before we even take it there. You know what I'm saying? And then he looks at her, and then and then the guy goes, those damn Russians always trying to get into space. And then the girls also start shitting on Russia. And then they start bonding over that.
Right.
And then the cop starts liking them. And then he goes, he's like, well, can I help you ladies, get the car started? And the Dorothy lady's like, oh, no, sir, fine. We got it. We have it. And then she uses some fucking science shit. Like, she just does some quick shit.
Yeah.
Car starts. She's like, we're fine. He's like, oh, well, okay. Well, if you need anything. And then the Janelle Monáe guys, well, we could use an escort to get us there faster. And he's like, of course. Cut to, bro, these 3 women in the car riding behind this cop, giving him to an escort, and then Janelle Monáe is like, oh my God, because they're all like, I can't believe this shit.
Yeah.
And they're like 3 Negro women chasing a cop in Virginia in 1961. Woo! And they're turning up and shit in the car, right?
Yeah.
So they pull up to NASA. We see our other lead, Kevin Costner.
Wow. Okay.
He's amazing in this. So he's like he's like the boss.
Yeah, he's Mr. NASA.
He's Mr. NASA.
Yeah.
He's got a monocle and
a
everything.
rocket.
And a rocket and a monocle.
Yeah. And a mustache.
Yep.
What is this?
They're all working during this launch shit, right? Mm-hmm. And apparently Russia enters the orbit with Sputnik. It's right then.
Russia.
These fucking sons of bitch commies. They don't believe it. They can't. Yeah. They're like, oh my God. Right then the president calls them. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yes, sir. It's true. You know, these aren't rumors. They like, this is real. They did it. You know what I mean? Like, we have to admit it. They ain't talking shit. They really did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so right then we see the staff of NASA. They all get together and they start having a meeting. And this one guy speaks up and he's the lead engineer, Shelton from The Big Bang Theory.
Really? Wow, this has a lot of people.
You're gonna hate him, bro. He's a good job. He purses it.
Love it.
But he plays. You need a bad guy. But I was like, wow, Shelton. Interesting choice.
Look at him act.
Look at him act in this. Wait till you see it. I mean, he's still a nerd. I mean, don't be wrong. They got because like, oh, it's NASA. Right. But he's not.
He's not what you'd think.
He ain't no good guy.
No. He's not like Big Bang Theory, where he's clearly the likable guy.
No.
The likable nerd.
No, he is very hateable in this. So. You know, he gets like they yell at him. Somebody yells at him, like another higher in person, and they like, we need to be in space now, not tomorrow. I mean, like not tomorrow, not fucking 5 days, now, right now. We're not fucking whoop-de-whoop, you know, going like a general, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the immediate response. You know, get us up into space right now, Harrison. That is an order, and that's Harrison is the head of NASA. That's Kevin Costner. All right,
Mr. NASA.
So Harrison and Big Bang start talking.
Okay,
I'm just gonna call him Big Bang.
Yes, Mr. NASA and Big Bang.
Big Bang, bro, and they're waiting on a machine. This big new machine that's gonna be coming in, like this IBM computer.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it's gonna change the world. We'll see. They don't even believe it yet.
Okay.
That's where they are. That's how dope. It's like, bro, that's where we are with computers right now.
Yeah.
Even these niggas are like, all right, sure.
So this is the time when computers like the whole room too.
Oh yeah. I mean, no, this is the first one. I mean, NASA's getting it, just getting it.
That's a good point.
So no one else has it.
No one else has it. Yeah.
You know, so. Whoop-de-whoop, you know, the machines are coming, but it's still going to be a while because they're still working. I mean, this is the first time this is ever going to happen, computers.
Yeah. I can't imagine doing all that shit by hand. My dad told me, like, there's a supercomputer, like a straight-up supercomputer in his, like, building.
Yeah.
And some of the equations he has to put in take, like, 6 days on the supercomputer. So, like, it's incredible that they did all that shit by hand.
Oh, that these women are real people?
Yeah.
Before this, somebody was crunching these numbers?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Hassan, when I say it needs to be talked about in school.
It's fucking insane.
What you just said even, like, put it in a better perspective.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know that, but, like, I already was like, this is crazy. What I'm watching this, didn't know that. And I was like, that's crazy what these women can do. So like, and you just really doubled it down.
Modern day NASA takes that long. I can't even imagine.
These are super geniuses, bro.
Yeah.
But also they set it up in the movie like, hey, this girl's a super genius. A super genius. So, you know, like, all right, well, the machine will get here. Well, we'll deal with that when we get here. But right now, I need a fucking expert mathematician now, like one of the best. You know,
who says this? Big Bang or
Harrison?
Mr. NASA. All right.
Mr. NASA.
Okay.
And he goes, one that knows like some crazy words geometry.
Okay.
Like this kind of geometry, right? Mm-hmm. So, like you said, in the black section of NASA.
There it is.
Did y'all even know that there was one?
There it is. It is either
did
one
y'all
or two.
even know?
It's either one of the two. They're either going to be like glorified secretaries or
there's a black section.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a colored section, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get it right.
There's a room on the wall, the room on the door where they work, colored computers. Hassan, there are no computers yet. Are you understanding this?
Yeah. They're the people who just do all the numbers.
They are computers. They're the computers.
That's insane. So what do the white people do in this situation? Is there like white computers as well?
They're not called white computers.
They're just scientists.
They're called scientists, mathematicians, engineers.
Yeah.
And then your computers, Hassan, in NASA back in the day.
We're just black people.
Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Again, I'm going to bring up my point. Teach this in school.
this is never gonna get taught in school ever.
It's too good.
It's not gonna happen. No, it's also too pro-black. The fuck?
Oh, pro-black. This happened.
Yeah, I know. It's too pro-black. There's no way they teach this in schools.
They will.
You get MLK and that's it.
Somebody will teach this. Somebody teaches this stuff. I mean, obviously the story is out.
Right now.
Well, I mean, somebody before even they made the movie, it was somebody had the story.
Yeah, I'm
You know
not
what I
saying
mean?
that people
Yeah.
didn't know, but it's like, school.
This
has
movie
its own
helped.
issue.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, no, bro, things like this, movies, that's how stuff gets into school.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna ask my sister if they talked about anything like this.
Mm-hmm. I think this one in time, especially now that like, I'll get in the end, I'll say what happens because like, but it's like I can see this movie being in school, bro. I can see this movie being in schools because it's one of those movies.
It's like that. It's like Schindler's List or whatever. Yeah.
It's just one of the movies that's like, oh, bro, this is educational as fuck. It just is. So, and it's all real, bro. So it's like you can't. It is what it is. So in the black section, they had the color computers, right, and all black women, by the way.
Okay, all black women.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the black men in this?
So Octavia is clearly the manager of these girls. She's telling them what to do, giving them their assignments. She's the head of this room. You know what I'm saying? She tells Mary, Janelle, that there's a special machine that just came in, and they need her upstairs. She's so happy because it's a promotion. She can't believe it. Oh my God, would do it, but they need her because they need her like abilities, right?
Right.
In walks another boss, Octavia's boss, white woman.
Okay.
Kirsten Dunst.
Whoa.
Fucking Mary Jane.
Wow. That's a name I didn't expect to hear at all.
Oh, I know you didn't. Like,
Yeah.
I forgot when she walked in. I was like, oh, I forgot she was in this.
Yeah, that's crazy. All
She's
right.
a fucking
Bitch.
Ooh.
Okay.
You need them though. You got it. Somebody's got to be the bad guys.
Yeah.
So she says how they need a upstairs. Harrison is asking for a great mathematician, the best one you have.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, oh, Catherine's your girl. No question. Everybody knows Catherine. And then Kirsten's like, oh, we'll see. And then she leaves like saying something like really rude, right? She walks out. So right then, Octavia chases her down. And she's like, oh, excuse me, boss, real quick. The supervisor position down here. I'm the one, I just feel like I've earned it. I'm the one who's been here doing everything. You know what I'm saying? I give the girls the assignments. I do this. I do that. I just feel like I should be promoted to supervisor because the last supervisor, like, she's been like, something happened. Last supervisor got sick and she filled in for her work. And then that supervisor never came back. And so she's been doing that job for like years now. And you know how people are.
Yeah.
They'll let you do it's just fucking her over.
Well, yeah, once you do it at the old pay grade, they're not going to.
Yeah, they know it's like, oh, we'll just give her all the work of the boss.
Right.
Which is
And
what
not
she's
pay her.
complaining. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? Oh, so her story in this is crazy, bro. So she's like, she's complaining about that, but if that position's still open, I'd like to take it. And then Kirsten's like, oh, well, I mean, it's open, but, we're still looking. She blows her off, right?
Right.
But as of now, just make sure you get your work done and get your job done. And then she just walks off. And Octavia just takes it, okay? So Janelle goes upstairs to where they asked her to come. Janelle Monáe, Mary, they asked her to come help them work on this machine. It's like a rocket. And as she's working, like doing something, they're about to start the testing on it. Her shoe gets stuck, and the dude is a Polish doctor. He's like, ma'am. She's like, hold on, don't start one second. He's like, it's either your shoe or your life. And then she's like, fuck. And then she like takes her shoes off. She runs upstairs, right? Mm-hmm. So they do the testing. It kind of like fucks up the rocket. It doesn't go well. It goes bad, right? So she's talking to the Polish dude as now they're going like talking about what went wrong. And she tells him exactly why it didn't work. And she knows everything. And then his smile gets huge.
Right.
And he's like, yes. He goes, I could use you. There's an opening in the engineer training program. Like, make you an engineer so I can have you on this team. And then she goes, sir, I'm a Negro woman. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, what do you mean? Why would you not want to go for that? And she goes, because I'm not entertaining the impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he goes, impossible? I am a Polish Jew. My parents were killed in the Holocaust. And now I'm here in America taking astronauts to the stars. This is all impossible.
Ooh, what a line.
He's great. He's great.
What a line.
And then she's like, looks at him. She kind of smiles. And then he goes, let me ask you this. If you were a white man, would you still want to be an engineer? And she said, if I was a white man, I'd already be one. And he looks at her. And she's like, you're right. All right. Like, okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking go for this.
I'm going to try.
I'm going to be a fucking engineer.
Yeah.
This movie makes you feel good, don't it?
It's already. I like the positivity.
Oh, so Kirsten walks to Catherine to her new job. And as she's walking her to Harrison and shit, she's saying, hey, don't talk to Harrison. Don't fucking make eye contact. You know what I mean? Just do your fucking work. Don't talk. Mm-hmm. Shut up. And things move super fast here. So, be on your fucking toes. And they've never had a colored woman in this room. In the room.
Oh, wow.
Ever.
Oh, wow.
So, Catherine, don't embarrass me.
Way to make it about yourself, Kirsten.
Love it. Mary Jane.
Way to make it about yourself.
So, of course, Catherine goes in fucking nervous as shit. And she goes in and someone hands her, like right when she walks in, someone goes, oh, here. And he hands her a trash bin. He's like, you forgot to take this out. And she goes, I'm not custodian. Just takes it off her thing, puts it down. She walks. Everyone's just staring at her like, what the fuck is this black person doing in this room?
Yeah.
So they send her to like the part of the section of the room and they say, like somebody else comes up to her as Big Bang. He's really mean. Like, don't talk to Harrison. Don't do this. He's not going to like you. So just fucking keep your mouth shut. Most people who get this job get fired in like 2 weeks. Right. You know what I mean? Like just all this shit talking, you know?
Really a great team building place, huh?
Oh, yeah. So right then Costner walks out and he's asking about like the problem with the heat panels. You know what I mean? He's the kind of guy just so you get it. He's work.
Okay.
He's work. He doesn't fuck color, fuck anything. Fuck money.
It's
work.
Get whoever gets the job done the best.
The man into space.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get me to get this man into space?
Okay.
That so just so you see what kind of person.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of boss you're dealing with here?
Yeah. Hard-nosed boss, but like that's if you're a black woman, that's probably the best kind of boss.
Yeah. Boss you need. And for NASA, that's probably what you want. Is a pure no emotion, pure numbers, get the work done. Yeah. That's exactly what the job is, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All calculations and no miscalculations.
Especially now that you're racing the Russians too. It's like that's what you need.
You can't. It has to be perfect.
Right.
Also, you're putting lives at. You know what I mean? Like heroes, like astronauts. You know what I'm saying? So, he walks out and he's talking to the Big Bang dude about like the heat panels that didn't work on the fucking thing, and we got to get this fixed. And we need to fix this problem now. And then he goes, "Where's the computer? Where's the computer?" And they go, "Behind you, sir." And he turns around, Taraji P. Henson. They're fucking called computers, bro. That's bro. That's mind blowing, nigga. That's
rough. That's rough.
Cute computer, bro. It's great. But then again, I wonder if they did say that to the white people too.
Yeah,
but I doubt it.
But maybe. But it's also like because it's like you say computer, but at that point, a computer means a different thing, right? So a computer is literally a person who computes. Yeah. So I don't think I mean there is obviously a machinery to it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they mean it as like. Whereas like if you were to say that now, where's the computer? Where's the computer? It's a person that's a little disrespectful. But I think back then, like you said, they're about to get the first IBM machine.
The first actual computer. So to them, this is a computer.
A computer.
Also, that's mind blowing.
Yeah. That a computer is like a job and not a machine.
Not a machine. It's a straight. And you have to have a person that brain works like a machine.
Yeah, who's just like who can just spit out.
That's fucking nuts, man. Good point though. A great point. You're still racist.
I mean, that doesn't change the fact that I'm right about this.
So he goes. Behind you, sir. And then he looks, oh, can you handle the whatever kind of geometry it was? And she's like, yes. And then another guy goes, yes. And he goes, and does she speak? And she's like, yes, sir, I speak. Like, I can speak for myself, you know? And he goes, you think you can find the data with the algorithm, whoop, whoop. And then she's like, oh, yes, sir, I'll find it immediately. And then she says a bunch of smart shit of how she's going to do it. And he's like, okay, good. I like that. That's
done.
That's what I like to hear. You know, he goes, I need it by the end of the day, you know? And he looks at her, he goes, also, I need you to double check everyone else's numbers here. And I need that by the end of the day. And she's like, yes, sir. Right? And then Big Bang looks at him and goes, what do you have to check my numbers? You know what I mean? Like, I can handle it. Why is she checking my numbers? And then he goes, no, you can't. You clearly can't handle it. If we didn't have to check your numbers, the shit would work. Like, you know what I'm saying? You say, if we didn't do it, like, if the shit would work, well, I wouldn't have to check your numbers. If the shit worked, I wouldn't have to check your numbers. Which is also like, shut up, Big Bang.
Damn, good boss.
Yeah, your shit doesn't work. How the fuck do you not need your numbers checked?
Yeah,
it didn't work.
He just doesn't want to check by a black woman.
Oh, of course. Oh, dude, this guy. Oh, when you see him, you'll know. That's why when you hate him, because it's the energy. He does a good job. The dude, whoever the actor is, whatever his name is in real life.
I don't even know his real name. Jim Parsons.
He does a good job. So, Costa looks up to the whole team, like to the whole everybody, right? And he goes, in 14 days, Mercury 7 will be here for training. That's those astronauts. Okay. And they will ask us about our work. They will have a million questions because, you know, they're fucking geniuses too.
Right.
You know what I mean? He goes, this has never been done before, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. You know, it will matter to the wives. It will matter to their children, every number we make. It will matter to this country, every number, every decision you know what I mean? It will fucking matter. So I don't think it will be a problem getting our work checked. Right? And Big Bang's and everybody's looking at me. He's like, can I get an amen on that? Amen. Let's get to work. I love that speech. It's like, oh, hey, this is bigger than you. So I don't think any of us will have a problem getting our work double checked.
It's crazy. Like, so this, I've always thought about this. Like, it's crazy. Like, just even think about, so there's like a drawer right there, right?
Okay.
Like, think about the mathematics it involves to make something like that.
Yeah.
right? And how intense it is, like to get the curve right and to get all like everything right, right?
It's a lot.
It's a lot for that.
Just that small dresser.
Just that small drawer right there. And then on top of that, to go to space where you can't even be like, in some cases, you can't even be a fucking millimeter off. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Space has to be fucking perfect. It's crazy that
it's a human up there.
Yeah. It's a human up there. It's just for anything and just for anything to survive going through the atmosphere and being in
this thing you don't know shit about.
Yeah, being in this vacuum that is space where there's no pressure.
And it's time, and it's endless, and it's timeless, and it's like these things that you don't understand. We're not there.
Yeah, it's nuts that we were able to do that, and it's again, it's nuts that people were able to do that without computers.
And they were black.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
This black woman is.
And they were black. Let's talk about it.
It's crazy.
Big Bang, after he says that, the big boss, because he walks off, Big Bang, he looks at Catherine just with hate, just pure, like, this fucking bitch,
Stupid whore.
So he looks at her and he goes, my numbers are always spot on. And then she, he throws, all his numbers down on her thing, and she goes, okay, sir, I'll double check them. He goes, no problem. And then she tells him, she starts going through it, and there's a bunch of shit blacked out. Mm-hmm. Like that he blacked out, and then she's like, a bunch of the stuff is missing. He goes, you're not, it's something classified. You don't have the clearance to see that, so figure it out without it. And then he walks off, and she's like, okay, because it's like all half black. When you see it, you're like, oh, what?
Right.
She has to. It's like pretty much not. It's like, okay,
yeah.
You're gonna make this impossible, okay. And then her foot is kind of shaking for a while as she's doing it, and then she gets up and she has all her work. Well, she gets up and she comes up to the white lady that's working down there. And she's not Kirsten Dunst. This is a different white lady. And she's like, hey, where's the ladies' room? And then she's on the phone and she goes, sorry, what? She goes, the ladies' room. She goes, I have no idea where your bathroom is. And then she goes back to talking, right? And she's like, she says nothing. She grabs all her work and calmly walks out, right? Mm-hmm. Right when she gets in the hall, the music kicks in, bro. And she's pretty much like, dun, 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 dun. And she takes off running, right? White women are looking at her crazy. She takes off outside. She clearly she's about to piss her pants. She has to sprint all the way across. When you see it, you'll see what I mean. This NASA parking lot. It's a college campus, as you can imagine how big NASA is.
It's like a 10-minute run. Longer than that?
Longer.
Oh, my God.
This woman's sprinting her ass off in heels.
Jesus Christ.
In heels. Because she has to dress nice.
Yeah.
She's sprinting her ass off across the parking lot. She gets all the way to the black building. Mm-hmm. In the fucking bushes of NASA, she goes to the bathroom, she's like, and then right when she starts taking a piss, she opens up her work and starts fucking, even in the bathroom, knocking out her numbers, bro. So Harrison, right then, of course, as your boss always would, looks out right then and goes, what the fuck is this girl?
Yeah.
And then a white lady, she goes, hey, where's the computer? And then another white lady goes, she went on a break. And then he's like, so we take breaks now. And then he walks off, right?
Right.
That kind of shit always happens in real life, and it makes me so mad.
Yeah, of course. The timing of that is pretty insane.
So cut to her sprinting back across the whole goddamn thing in heels.
Yeah.
She gets back to work, whoop. The white lady yells at her, like, hey, where were you? You need to get to work right now. She's like, I'm sorry. And then Harrison gives her more work. He goes, hey, I need this done now. And she goes, oh, what about the stuff I was working on? Throw it out. We're already moved on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We move, they move that fast, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, already, we need these numbers now. Crunch them, She's like, yes, sir. She gets back to work. She starts working for a little while. She gets up. She's just kind of, as she's not looking up. She's just working as she walks over to the coffee, pours herself a cup, starts drink, turns around. Everyone in the whole fucking room is like, because she drank out the coffee.
Yeah, I know. That's as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a problem.
She's just looking at her, and they're looking at her like she's a fucking monster, bro.
Yeah.
This scene makes you hate white people so much because it's so powerful. All the shots are so powerful because this is racism, fool. This is what niggas need to understand. It ain't always, bro, you go home nigger, a cop beating the shit out of a motherfucker, fool. That's the extremes. But the everyday, the day-to-day is this.
It's like, I don't feel comfortable getting coffee.
So the end of the night comes. It's just her and Harrison, the last two in the building. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She hands her work into him, and right then he grabs it and he just throws it away.
Yeah.
And she goes, excuse me? And he goes, that's not racist at all. He calmly. That's nothing. Don't take it personal. Not an insult to your work at all. It's NASA. That's how fast it moves. I already didn't need it anymore. And she's like, damn. Like, you know, even she, it's just like opening her eyes of like, whoa, this is the big leagues.
Yeah, this is real. You ain't in the minor leagues.
Yeah, bro. This is like, oh, we're moving fast, Playboy.
Yeah.
And he tells her, he's like, hey, like to do this job, you have to look beyond the numbers. You got to look through the numbers, bend them. I need you to, you know, find math that doesn't exist yet. Crazy for that. This is a real thing that people had to do.
That's crazy. That's like I hate to inject my dad into this again, but that's what my dad is doing right now. He's
I know.
trying to invent a new version of calculus because the version of calculus he uses, in his words, isn't good enough. So he has to come up with a brand new version.
There's geniuses like that, bro. Your dad's one of them, bro.
It's fucking crazy.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
That is crazy. I've seen you work on a bit to get it right for months. Yeah. Your dad's inventing new. It's a dick joke, by the way. Yeah. Your dad's inventing new calculus.
It's fucking insane. Just because he doesn't like it. Just because he personally didn't
He's
like
I can find a better way.
I can find a better way to do this.
Crazy that there are geniuses like
crazy.
that.
How do you invent a new type of math?
Fucking genius.
How the fuck
Also, to just tell somebody, like, say it like calmly, like,
yeah,
I need you to do that for me. And, you know, like a favor.
Yeah.
You know? And then
to think that you could do it. What kind of fucking crazy
person are you, both of you?
Yeah.
So he goes, without that, Catherine, we're not going to go anywhere. But in my mind, I'm already touching the moon. Like I'm already walking on it. He looks at her and he goes, are you? And she's like, yes, sir. He goes, good. Because I don't need just another smart girl here. And then he goes back to his work, right? And he's just working. And then she's kind of just standing there all nervous. And she goes, can I go, sir? He looks at her. He's like almost like he forgot she was in there. He's like, yeah, of course, go. And he gets, you know, and that's what made me like, oh, this dude is just like.
Mr. NASA.
Nigga, here, like this. You know what I mean? So the end of the night, you know, it's like super late. She walks out the building. Her friends are waiting on her at the car. Mm-hmm. Dorothy's pissed. Tavia Spencer, she's just like, next time you take the fucking bus, if you're gonna have us waiting here all night. You know, she's like, sorry. And Janelle's like, she's in a mood. You know, they get on the car. On the ride home, Dorothy's going off. Fucking 10 years I've been working at this place. I haven't been late once. I've never missed a day in 10 years. A day. Never been late. 10 years. She goes, you know, I do everybody's work. I do all the other supervisors' work. I do extra stuff. I come in late. I do everything, right? You know, whoop de whoop. And I had to and for them not to respect me and just keep disrespecting me. And I had to watch you two move on today. And don't get me wrong. You know, y'all love y'all. Y'all my sisters. And anybody moving up we're all moving up. But, I'm just mad for me. You know, you feel her. She's just like, I'm just mad, you know.
There is a thing, man, of just like, if you do your job too well, people
take advantage of you
for granted and So it's like, if I'm in Octavia Spencer's position now, and it's a tough position to be in because she's a black woman, I would be like, oh, I'm just doing exactly what my job is, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they fucking see my value.
Yeah.
But, you know, how do you do that in this situation?
Yeah, because it's hard. You got to outwork. You got to outwork it.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know how you do that because she's outworking it and nothing's happening.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you got to like.
Even
that's what breaking through means. Yeah, that's what breaking through really is, bro. I mean, when you change the world, like, bro, you change the world, fool, that's what breaking through really is. So, do you, right thing, like Catherine, she goes, well, I don't think this promotion's going to last long. They're definitely going to fire me. Nobody, it's so bad up there. And Dorothy immediately, like, shut your mouth. What are you talking about? You're smarter than everyone in that room, and you know it. Like, who do it, right? And then the Mary, like, girl says something. She's like, what are y'all She goes off on her, and she's like, oh, she's sitting there quiet, and they're looking at her. And she goes, I sound like a supervisor, don't I? And they all start laughing. They're like, you sure do. God damn, you know? Also, I just love that she's like, I'm trying to be the super. Hey, I know I'm not smart like these or whatever the fuck, but I know
I can organize.
I can do something that they can't do. I can lead.
Yeah, it's all about knowing your place.
Mm-hmm. So they drop Catherine off first, and she walks in the house, and her mom is there waiting on her. So her mom like lives with them, and they got a nice little house. I mean, obviously she works for that. She's making money,
right?
You know, so they talk and they're eating late night with Whoop, and then she's telling her of all the challenges, and she's like, "Baby, you can handle it. You know, you're tough. You know." And then she hears something. She goes, "Are they asleep yet?" She goes, her mom's like, "They're pretending to be." And she goes upstairs. She has 3 daughters.
Damn.
They're all like young too.
3 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And she's doing some because they're like fighting over a doll or something, and then she's like parenting them, you know. And she's like, "All right, now don't let me come home and like this late and find y'all up, okay?" And they're like, "Sorry, mama." They're like, "We just want to say goodnight." And then she's like, well, I work a full-time job now, guys. You know, I got to be mama and daddy. Y'all know that. And they all go, you know, she's like, but I do. And then she looks at him. She's like, but I do miss your father. I will say that. And they all go, oh, but he's in heaven, right, mama, with the angels? And she goes, that's right, baby. That's exactly where daddy is.
Damn.
Right? Dad died, bro.
Damn.
So she's like, that's why we have to be strong every minute for him, right? She's like, right. And then one of the daughters goes, Mom, are the Russians attacking us? She goes, why would you say that? She goes, today at school, we had to hide under our desk. She goes, oh, honey, no, they're not attacking, but that's a drill for in case something happens, because you never know. It might happen, but we just got to be prepared, right? And then they go, Mom, are you going into space? And she goes, no. They go, really? She goes, no. And they go, why not? She goes, well, I'm not going into space, but I'm going to be there helping the men to make sure they do get into space and make sure they get there safely and they come home to their families, right? And they're like, wow. They're like, well, you could be an astronaut if you wanted to, Mom. She's like, y'all think so? And they're like, yeah, we love you. She's like, oh, I love you guys. And they hand her a picture that they drew of her as an astronaut going into space.
Oh, that's adorable.
And she's like, oh, y'all drew this for me, right? And oh, great scene. And she's like, well, I'm going to go hang this up. And she walks out. So the next day, they're all at church, whole family, and Octavia's family and husband, and Mary's family and husband. You know, they're all. I mean, these are grown. They're all married with families. Right. You know, so they're not like young. They're in their 30s, 40s, probably. Okay. You know, so the pastor is talking about the struggle of the black man and the black woman and just everything that we're going through. He goes, but in our church, we are taking things to new levels. We got people who are going to change the world. I mean, look at our women, just these 3 women over here working on spaceships in NASA. And everybody's like, yeah. Which, I mean, I'm sure that would be a huge point of pride.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's
a point of pride now.
Fucking right, dude. That's why I said this movie feels good now.
Yeah.
It's like, this is needed now, bro.
Yeah.
And they go, and another guy who's a captain of a general of a certain battalion in the army, give it up for Captain, I think it was Captain Jimmy something, right? And it's Mashira Ali.
Mahershala?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Second one with him.
Damn, good old Mosina Ali, huh?
Good old Mosina Ali. Yeah. Bye-bye! Every actor in this is also, as you can tell, a legit monster.
Actor, yeah.
I mean, everybody's an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Or either an Oscar winner.
Oscar nominee.
Oscar nominee, Oscar winner. Oscar nominee or an Oscar winner, you're right. Well, Mashira won. He won. And then Taraji's won.
Taraji's won one?
I think she won for Benjamin Button, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I didn't know she was in that movie.
Oh, I just ruined that for you.
Yeah.
And then
Jim Parsons is an Emmy winner.
Octavia's won.
Yeah, Octavia's won.
Jim Parsons is an Emmy winner. Kevin Costner's won.
Oh yeah.
Dances with the Wolves.
Okay.
This is a straight up Oscar-winning studded movie.
Was Janelle was she nominated?
No, she was not nominated. But she, okay. Moonlight won, so she did get an Oscar.
Yeah. She's been an Oscar. Clearly, she's in Oscar-level movies.
Oh, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So,
and she's in Our Song with Fun.
That is true. I like that song. So, Catherine's kind of looking at him like, oh, it's handsome, So, Mary and her husband argue, or the Janelle Monáe, she's arguing with her husband about like how to make change in the country because he's a little bit more militant,
right?
A little bit more Black Panther. You know what I mean? He wants to do this, and he also doesn't want her working at NASA. He wants her home, take care of the kid, kind of little, and she's like
more conservative.
Yeah, and he's telling her how NASA's going to hurt him anyway, and he just doesn't want to see it, and she's just kind of like brushing him off, like whatever. She walks off. She goes up to Catherine. It's Mary, Dorothy, and Catherine, and they're telling Catherine to go holler at Mahershala. Okay. Hey, go holler at him. He's cute. He's looking at you, And she's like, I will not, right? And they're like, girl. And then the Mary friend, Janelle Monáe, starts like calling him over. And she's like, stop. What are you doing? And he just walks over and he's like, what's up? And then they tell him, they go, hi. So this is our friend Catherine. She's got 3 kids. She's a widow. Her husband died. Okay. And they tell her and she's just looking at them like, what the fuck? And then they just walk off. And he's like, well, hey, right? And she's like, hi. So they go for a walk. They're just talking, kind of chit-chat, make each other laugh. And then she said, like, where do you work? She tells him, I work for NASA. He's like, oh my God. He can't believe that. He's like, there's women working for NASA? And she looks at him like, the fuck did you just say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clearly not the thing to say.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because the way he says it, too, he says it in that cocky male way. Like, there's women that work for like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And then he goes, oh, I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm just surprised that you can do a job that seems so taxing. And she's like,
hey, just dig that hole, because there was a way you could have got out of it. You could have been like,
oh, just shut up.
Shut up. It's like, no,
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah.
Not that you can do the job. I just,
didn't know there was women working in it. I honestly didn't know. Yeah. He could have spun it a million ways. Yeah. He didn't. Yeah. And then she literally says that. She goes, excuse me, Mr. Johnson, just shut up right now and stop talking. And he goes, and she goes, just so you know. He goes, I'm sorry. She goes, just so you know, I was the first Negro student to graduate from my college of West Virginia, like a big prestigious college. She goes, I can compute over 10,000 calculations by hand. I can do all these other smart shit, So yes, they do let women work at NASA, sir. Excuse me. And she leaves. And he's like,
But I will say this, Mahershala. At least you made her feel something. So there is a door. There's a window that's open for you.
Now, is it hard to climb through?
Yeah.
It might be now.
But it would be harder if she felt nothing about you.
Yeah. But I mean, what sucks is she already likes you, so you kind of that hurts you.
You kind of.
You're already in the door.
Yeah. And then you close it. And
you slammed it on yourself.
Yeah. I'm gonna try climbing through that.
Oh god. So the astronauts arrive, like the 7 guys, and they're all out there to cheer, like the whole NASA. Everybody's out there to meet them and greet them and cheer. Mm-hmm. But they make all the black people stand over there.
Right.
So like they're all clapping together, cheering, and then they're like over there clapping and cheering together. Mm-hmm. Which sucks because they still have to clap and cheer.
Right.
So that's what makes you hate people in this movie, bro.
What did they put the black people under during the launch, like under the rocket?
Yeah, exactly. Where do they get to watch from? Do we have to watch from here?
Oh god.
Just wear these shades. They give them shades like that. So, they're all clapping, and Mary's talking of how hot the white astronauts are. The Janelle Monáe's like, damn, some of them white men are good looking. And they're like, oh, shut up, girl. And then they tell this one guy, this John Allen guy, who's the leader of all the astronauts, who's a real man, by the way.
Yeah, John Allen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they say, like, because he goes, hey, he's like, hey, how come nobody's over there? Because everybody's shaking the hands of all the white people. He goes, how come nobody's over there shaking their hands? And they go, oh, we don't have time for that. And they tell him we got to keep going. And he kind of looks at her crazy, and he walks right over to the black girls. And everybody's looking at him crazy. He starts shaking all their hands. And he starts.
What a good guy.
Oh, no, this guy is Captain America, bro. You fucking. Also, the way that it's like, oh, this dude must have been a real dude.
Yeah.
Because they emphasize it. Like, they're little things like this. Mm-hmm. And he walks over and he's like, hey, how you ladies doing? Whoop, whoop. And he's treating them like people. And he's making them laugh, and the other white people are just looking at him like disgusted. Right. And then finally somebody comes grab him. He's like, Mr. Allen, we got to keep going. He's like, all right, it was nice to meet you ladies. And they're like, nice to meet you, Mm-hmm. So the next day, she's doing her work, our girl Catherine, and she goes to get herself a cup of coffee. And now they have Negro coffee.
Yeah.
It's a little shitty. It's all shitty and dirty looking. Mm-hmm. Theirs looks all nice. And she goes to pour it. There's nothing even in it. And she's just like, what the fuck, man? Why'd y'all even put it out for?
Yeah, just to make you feel bad.
Mm-hmm. So that's racism, no fool. Mm-hmm. That's like what it is. White people, and that's the problem, bro. Is when you do this shit. Because you're like, oh, I've never called anybody a nigger, but it's like a lot of y'all done this and never noticed. You know what I'm saying? You just never even noticed. So, what? Oh, they're racist?
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's real. They don't even know that they've done it.
Nah, fool. So Big Bang gives her more unfinished work, right? That she can't, it's all X'd out. She can't see anything. And then she's like, sir, I can't do the work if I can't see it. And she's like, well, it doesn't, he's like, it doesn't matter anyway. This is just dummy work. Just check it and just check it. He's like, just check what you can and get it done, right? And he walks off. She like sits there. She looks at it. And she looks at it a little harder. And she looks at the light. She's like, and she just holds it up to the light, and she can see everything that he X'd out. And she's like, huh. I love her, bro. Just like, huh.
Also, Big Bang, what a retard.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. You deserve all this.
Yeah. Ooh.
So you think you're so goddamn smart? Because I love how because she's sitting there for a second. She's like, you're just like, I wonder.
Let me try.
Yeah. Oh, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
So she holds the light. She's like everything he blacked out, and she's like, and then she goes up to the big chalkboard. Like there's a big chalkboard, like a monster one, right? Mm-hmm. And then she just kind of looks at it. So cut to the computers finally arrive, but they're too big to get them in the doors. And they're like, oh my God, Dorothy walks by noticing it all. Somebody's like, man, you guys didn't fucking measure these things? No, you guys work for NASA. Nobody had the wherewithal to measure this first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we didn't. So they have to fucking break down the whole wall. So this is like also taking more time to get the computers going. If you're seeing what this is, this is delaying that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I see it.
Are you seeing where we're heading with this?
Yes, I know exactly where Dorothy's gonna come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the fixing the car at the start is such a good foreshadowing, I guess is the right word, to what's about to happen.
She knows what's up.
She knows mechanics.
All right, and they're already just a hassle, these things.
Right.
So they're Dorothy, as this is happening, as they're breaking down the wall to get the computers in, she's walking by and just noticing it all. Mm-hmm. She just kind of stops and she watches for a second, and then she goes about her way. Then she walks up to Kirsten Dunst, right, and through like in the white part of the building, and Kirsten Dunst looking at her like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know what I mean? And then she goes, "Dorothy, why are you here?" And then she dresses. She's like, "I just want to drop all this work." And she goes, "I can send a runner to come grab it. We don't need you walking to this building." And she's like, "Oh, I was on my break. I had the time." And she goes, "Well, okay. Well, we don't need you walking everywhere, so I guess, but since you're here, why don't you take those," like, she points at this big, heavy thing of boxes. She's like, "Why don't you take that back to where you're going?" And she's like, "Okay, I'll do that." And she stands there a little longer. And then Kirsten Dunst is like, "Do you need something else, Dorothy?" And she's like, "Yes, I just want to know what's happening in the tech wing." She goes, "Oh, it's a IBM computers, these new computers." She tells her, it's like, "Oh, they can," she's like, "Oh, what do they do?" She's like, "Oh, they can do like a million calculations in like a fraction of a second or some shit, right?" And then she's like, "Wow." Dorothy's like, "That's pretty good." And she's like, "Yeah, it is pretty good. Now, hurry along, go back to work." She's like, "Okay." And then they make her carry all these fucking heavy-ass boxes by herself.
Yeah. So, yeah, because they suck.
Because they suck ass.
They suck. Jesus Christ, they
but
suck.
She's already fucking.
Already, yeah. She knows.
I love this character. I was like, oh, I love this woman. You just see her like, okay, let me see what's going on here. So we see Catherine killing the chalkboard. Come back to her, she's fucking killing the whole chalkboard, right? Mm-hmm. She finishes something, she looks at it, she's like, yeah. And then she fucking takes off running to go to the bathroom again. Right. So she's going across the whole goddamn place. In the room, everyone else starts looking at the board. And it's like the scene from Good Will Hunting where they're like, you remember that scene where they're like, oh shit, this is right.
Where they figure something out. Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is all right, right? And then everybody's looking at each other, is that correct? I was like, holy shit, that's correct. And then he comes out, Harrison, he's like, whose work is that? Whose is that? And they go, it's Catherine's, sir. Cut to, she's running back from the bathroom.
Right.
So right when she gets back, Big Bang, they pull her into the office, and Big Bang, Harris's office, and he's going off on her. Whoop, how the hell did you finish that theory and that algorithm? How did you know a lot of that stuff is classified? It's impossible that you shouldn't even have the numbers to get that. Yeah. Like, how the fuck did you even get that shit, right? And she tells him, I just figured it out, And then Harrison's like, well, how did you figure it out? And she looks at him, she's like, I read between the lines, sir. I looked beyond. He kind of looks at her like, who is this girl? And then he goes, okay. He goes, I respect that you read between the lines and you look between the numbers, and I like that. But this part, and he points at a certain part, like the rocket, and that you knew this. He goes, that's 100% classified. How did you know that information? And she gets quiet because now he's like, but for real, how did you fucking know this?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I held it up to the light, sir. She puts her head down, and he looks at Big Bang. He grabs the paperwork, and he holds it up to the light, and he's like, well, look at that. And he looks at Big Bang like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Because he's also got his head down.
Yeah.
And then he looks back at Catherine, and he goes, are you a spy, Catherine? She goes, what? Are you a Russian spy? And he's dead serious. Yeah. Are you a Russian spy? She goes, no, sir, I'm not Russian. And he goes, okay, then. Well, we got nothing to lose. Big Bang, give this woman everything she needs. Like, she's whatever classified. She's this clearance now.
Yeah, she has everything.
And she big smile. He's like, Big Bang, of course. Like, oh, but this, that, and the third. And he goes, I don't want to hear that from you. What I want to hear from you is we need darker ink. Get on that. Because if we can't wipe shit out with the light.
How did they not think of that to begin with?
It's like, dude, we could be giving away national secrets, you fuckhead.
To anybody. To like a janitor who comes takes it out. I'm like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
I can just give this to the Russians.
Exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
And then he looks at Catherine. He's like, thank you, Catherine. So at lunch, the girls are all at lunch, and they can't believe Catherine's promotion. They're so happy for her. They're celebrating for her. And she's like, I still can't even use the goddamn bathroom. She has government level. Think about that, fool.
That's gonna be like a huge moment when she gets to use the bathroom. You can already feel it. I also don't think Mr. NASA knows that she can't use the bathroom quite yet.
Oh, because he's a note. You think he notices anything?
No. If he's only work, he has no idea that she's running across campus to use the restroom.
No, he just looks out and she's gone.
Yeah. I think when he finds out, he's gonna be like, "The fuck? Use the bathroom." That's my guess.
So, but I'm still even in my brain. Like, man, she has government level clearance. Like, she gets government secrets.
She can't even use.
She can't use the bathroom.
Bathroom, like all of that's not available to her still.
Crazy, bro.
That's how it's like all those black veterans that they treat like shit when they get back.
Preach, bro.
Yeah, it's like
that's why they were so happy when they were fucking in World War II. Like, not happy, but when they were overseas, bro, they were treated like men, bro. They were fucking white women. They were fucking hanging out with doing mushrooms and drugs with fucking white people and shit. In these other countries, and then to come back and like,
you're saying
you done. Citizen. Think about that, bro. You didn't on mushrooms. You had an orgy with like 3 Italian women, and then you come back and a nigga tell you can't drink out the water fountain
after you fought for your country.
Yeah, it's a mind fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You did mushrooms. You done heroin. You know what I'm saying? Like drugs. Like that shit changes shit. You're not the same person.
No, definitely not.
So, she's like, they tell her that, and they say, they start talking about the computers that come in, the big IBM computers. Mm-hmm. Right then, Kirsten Dunst comes in, and she looks at Mary, and she goes, "Hey, the engineer program is not for you. You've been disqualified." Because she's trying to be an engineer. Remember from the beginning?
Yeah.
And then Mary starts arguing. "What do you mean? I qualify for this. And she's like, "Hey, it's just in the rule." She hands her some rule book, whatever. It's in the rule book that no color girls, like no color people can be engineers. It is what it is. And then she looks at her. She's like, "You should be thankful you just have jobs." And then she walks off. And they're like, every time we get near the finish line, they change it. Every time, right? So she's mad. They cut to there in the house. Mary's going off this bullshit. Every time we try to do anything, they just don't like put their foot on our necks. You know what I'm saying? They just won't let us fucking progress. They won't let it just keep shutting us down.
Well, thank God that's over.
I wanted the listeners to feel that. So Dorothy says, "Quit complaining, girl. You need to shut up. Like, if you ain't gonna go do nothing, like either go march, go vote, go to the courthouse and change it. Other than that, I don't want to hear you. Shut the fuck up." Or pull it. And then she pulls out some liquor, and they're all like, "Ah!" And then they all start playing cards, and bro, they drink and cook, and they just have a good ass time, fool. It's a good scene. Also, the chemistry between these 3 women is like, oh wow, they had like
they hung out.
The director, like, this is good chemistry.
Okay,
this is good. They look like they're friends, so you believe it, bro. They look like they're lifelong friends, like you believe it.
That's awesome. That's good acting.
Also, they're all great actresses. There's that too. So Dorothy is walking her kids to school, and as she's walking her kids to school, people are protesting segregation outside of schools. Mm-hmm. As she's walking her kids to school, you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of time, and they see it and they just keep walking past, and they go to a library, and they walk in, and she's looking for a book, and as she's looking for this book, a white lady comes up and goes, "Excuse me, ma'am." She's like, "Yes." She goes, "We don't want any trouble here," and Dorothy's like, "I'm not here for trouble." And the librarian's like, "Well, why are you here?" And Dorothy's like, "A book." And she goes, "Ma'am." And then cut to the security's kicking him out. And then the security dude's got like pushing the boys, and she goes, "Get your hand off my boy!" Like, she look, because he kind of pushes them. You know what I mean? Just like a dick, right? She's like, "Get your hand off my boys!" Right? And they leave, and they're on the back of the bus, and she's going off on her sons, like, "Hey, don't you, like, they were in the wrong. Don't you ever think you were wrong for what we did, or that you're less than anybody, or that going, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not less than anybody. Don't tell anybody this, like, treat you like that. And remember, if you're acting right, you are right, and make sure you understand that. If you act right, look at me, you are right, okay?" Which she's right. Like, if you ain't hurt nobody doing it, and you ain't like you just there, then don't let nobody tell you that you're in the wrong.
Right.
And so, which is the point of the protest? Cops.
Who listen to this?
A lot of police listen to this. I bet we have a couple.
Yeah, there's no way. We don't.
Quit bullshitting. So, they leave, and then right then the mom pulls out the book, and they go, "Mom, what? You took that book. You took that book, Mama." And then she goes, "Honey, I pay taxes. I already paid for this book." And she starts reading it. Mm-hmm. It's a book on how to work an IBM computer.
Ooh, badass.
This character, bro.
Bad.
This woman ain't playing, fool.
Badass.
Literally, she is so smart.
Yeah.
She is so smart.
Bad fucking ass.
Head of the game.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, bro. That's how you win. So at a party, come to their own party, right? Like, get together, like a house party too. and Mahshira Ali is there. Mahershala. And he comes in with flowers and cuts to like a little bit later in the party. Everyone's drinking, dancing, having a little more fun. And he's just staring at Catherine. And he finally walks up to her and he's like, look, I owe you an apology. And she's like, that it? And he goes, can we dance? And she doesn't say anything. And then she's like, oh, yes. She puts her hands out, right? And he takes her, she starts dancing. But the whole time she's looking at him like he's super suspect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's your game plan? You know? And then he goes, look, he just starts apologizing. He goes, please let me just start over. And she's still not buying it. And he goes, man, you are tough. And then they laugh. And he's like, look, I'm sorry, Catherine. I'm sorry for underestimating you and any woman like you. But I got to say, I don't think there's that many. And she looks at him like, ooh, yeah.
Ooh, good line.
And then right then, dun, 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 breaking news on the TV. A Soviet just announced the first man in space.
Ooh, Yuri Gagarin, baby.
Yep. That's his name. Fully orbited the planet one time, you know. Ooh. This is when that happened. Because you remember they got into space. Yeah. And now they put a man in space.
Crazy.
God, it's all crazy this fucking
How did they lose the moon war?
Don't know.
You know?
It's not real. At NASA, they're all watching this too, obviously.
It's probably tortoise in the hair. They probably saw the finish line and they got close. They're getting close and like they put their foot off the gas.
Celebrated.
Yep. That's what happens. You take your foot off the gas.
Never celebrate too early, bro. Watch the highlights on that on YouTube. There's plenty of them.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrating
too
early compilations are the fucking best. Yeah. So the astronauts are watching, and you know the not racist guy, the John Allen guy, he's fucking pissed. And then he looks at everybody and he says, let's fly to space now. Like, you know what I mean? And he storms out. Like, let's go. Fucking, it's crazy that like also like how competitive, like, but then again, I guess to be an astronaut, you got to be that competitive kind of like motherfucker.
It's also that time too, right? Where it's true. Like we're not fighting the Soviet Union, but we're fighting the Soviet Union. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's also a big
Absolutely.
That's also a big thing.
Let me ask you this, because I mean, you know your dad. I mean, he's not an astronaut, but maybe he's met some. Are they a competitive? In my head, it's like wow to get, because it's such a crazy position that like it's like I want to be in the NBA. People want to be astronauts like that, and it's like. So I would say that to get there, you'd have to have some kind of competitive drive.
There's an insane drive. There has to be an insane drive. I remember my dad knew one of the astronauts that died in the Columbia thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like the little that I remember that he told me of her was like, yeah, the drive has to be intense.
Some kind of Michael Jordan level, Kobe Bryant kind of. In my head, I wouldn't see how you wouldn't have that. If the job is that, it's also that intense. No, I mean, it's way more intense than obviously being a basketball player, but like the level of intensity, the level of focus is what I'm really saying. Like the level of focus you have to have in a Game 7 of a finals, I'm assuming is what you have to have the entire time you're an astronaut.
Yeah. I see it.
Just like, I am locked in.
Yeah,
you know
so
what
to get there must be nuts. Yeah, because
that's what I was thinking. I was like, they have to have some kind of competitive drive.
And the skills that you have to have. It's like she was a pilot.
In shape.
Yeah. Or that is a
incredible conditioning.
You have to be in shape. But but like the amount of skill, you have to be
so smart, a genius.
You have to be skilled at everything, right? Because you don't know what you're going to deal with when you're up there.
You're a Swiss Army knife.
Yes, of a human being. The first Korean guy going to space, I think he's a Korean American. His resume, I think he's going up in space soon. His resume is he was a Navy SEAL and a doctor.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
he's one of those.
Yeah, that's the sort of like level of person you have to be an astronaut.
Yep. Like yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Harrison is he gets the whole staff of NASA come in, and he thanks everybody for coming in and how they're going to stay there late. You know, coming in and staying late today, and then he goes, he's quiet for a second. He goes, how the hell are we in second place in a 2-man race? He goes, and he's like, I already know what it is. They're outworking us. They are outworking us because I refuse to believe that they're smarter than us. I refuse to believe that they care more than us. But is it possible? Is it possible that it means more to them? Because this is the fight of our lives, people. And as of now, working late will be a fact of life. You will be here late. You will be here all day. And do not expect it to reflect in your paycheck. And if you can't handle that, you can't do that, oh well. It was nice to have you here. Everyone else, call your wives and tell them this is how it's going to be from now on. Let's get to work. He fucking storms back into his office. He gets to work. That's what I love Maddox. Also, it's like you can't get mad when your leader's doing. It's the Michael Jordan thing. You
Yeah.
can't if your leader's putting in the work.
Yeah.
You have to. What you gonna do?
Right.
Complain? He's here.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
He's also not seeing his family. Like it's you got to make that. Like hey, he's also like not getting paid more because that's when you say that as a leader, you're saying, hey, I'm about to do this, so I don't want to hear from nobody else. We finna be here all day.
Yeah.
Also, the president's calling me getting in my ass, not y'all's. I get in trouble. I lose my job, not y'all.
The pressure he must be feeling is fucking.
It's this.
Yeah.
It's how he's not noticing that there's a girl who can't use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he's white. But, there's I'll give him a little bit of a bit. It's mainly because he's white and he's white and he's a part of this life that he's been living. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's actually like a fucking tunnel vision workaholic.
Yeah.
I'll give him a little bit of that. Everyone else can suck my dick, though. Because they know where she's at.
They know what's happening. And they're not telling him where he's going.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I say everyone, you're all a part of it, So they all head down, bro, and they all start calling their wives. And Taraji's sitting there, and she heads to work. And then this is one of the first scenes, though, where somebody does this. The white dude who sits across from her, like, he gets off the phone with his wife. He puts her down. He looks at her, and he's like, and he hands her the phone. And she's like Harris is watching from above, and then but it's the first scene of here we go.
She's part of the team.
She but also because I thought it was man, if you were sitting across from this woman for months now, it's gonna break you. It's gonna break you.
It's like a lot of people become less racist when they meet a person of that race. You know what I mean? It's like.
And you're realizing that you're working across this woman's just as smart as me. Mm-hmm. She's doing the same job I'm doing. We're on the same team.
Yeah.
It starts breaking you day by day. It's like a chipping. They're chipping at that armor, So cut to them having a bunch of failed tests, right? And they're doing all these other things. And we see Mary working with the Polish guy, and they're working on it, trying to get that shit going. And we see cut to Catherine running back from the bathroom, working her ass off in the bathroom, running back. Just across this. When you see it, bro, it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And they also finally get the computer set up, but the IBM computers, but they still don't work. In this kind of montage, right? They still don't work. So we see Mary also, she goes into the courthouse and she's got her shit and she's going to fight for her ability to go to
be an engineer.
That engineer, yeah.
Yeah.
So cut to Cat. Isn't that crazy, bro? She had to fight for that.
She had to go to court.
She had to go to court to be an engineer.
She had to go to court.
When you already qualify. You academically qualify.
It's always an uphill battle, isn't it?
Brother. So, more shots of Catherine running back and forth to P. Mm-hmm. And they're really letting you know. Also, I'm sure she really let them know when the woman told her story of hey, I want you guys to really emphasize how many times I had to go fucking across NASA to take a piss.
She must have been in fucking amazing shape after all this.
Oh, God, right? They should talk about that. Fucking calves after this. And heels?
Yeah.
So, Dorothy comes into it's late night. Everybody's gone. Octavia comes in to the IBM computers late night and starts learning them. She starts working on them, because they still can't get them to work. So she's so they're still not up and running. So she's just trying to figure it out. And she does, and then she goes down and teaches all the other black women how to fucking use them.
Oh, what a badass bitch, baby! Damn, that's mad smart. And so now only they can use them.
And she tells them. She goes, women, girls, we need to know how to program this, and we need to learn it now, or we're going to be out of a job. And she looks at him, let's get to work. Black women!
Robots in disguise.
Oh, I love them, dude. They're fucking robots. They're in disguise, and they're geniuses, bro. And they're fucking... How hot is Octavia? You know what she looks like, but how hot does she sound to you right now?
That was badass.
Badass. Just sexy. So... Genius, dude.
Badass.
This really happened.
Crazy.
This really happened. So Mary gets her court date, right? Mm-hmm. To fight for her, right to be an engineer.
Right to party.
Right to fucking party, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells the Polish dude he's so happy for her. Obviously, because, he's on her side. I'm like, fuck yeah, change this shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If anyone really understands discrimination, it's the guy who survived the Holocaust.
Yeah, his parents died.
Yeah.
When they got gas chambered.
If there's anyone who can empathize with her, it's
he's on her.
Guy.
Yeah, because he's also I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
Because for him, he's like, shit, I'm here. Why wouldn't you get here?
Yeah.
I like that, but you do got to look at it that way. Get here. Come on, get up here. He also doesn't get systematic racism, but we don't have time, guys. We don't have the time. So it's raining super hard outside one day. It's coming down. Mm-hmm. Harrison looks over, and he sees her empty desk. He comes out. Where is Catherine? Cut to her sprinting across this damn thing in the pouring rain to take a piss. She's taking a piss. I mean, soaked, completely, just drenched. Cut to her running back.
Yeah.
All her work, running back across, just raining super hard. Right when she walks in, Harrison, where the hell have you been? She's like, everybody's looking at her. Where do you go every day? To the bathroom, sir. To the damn bathroom? For 40 minutes. 40 minutes a day. And she's like, yeah. What are you doing there? What? What do you do in there, Catherine? I put faith in you. I trusted you. And she cuts off, sir, there is no bathroom for me here. What do you mean there's no bathroom for you here? There is no bathroom for me, for colored people in this building or any building nearby. The closest bathroom, sir, I don't know if you know this. She says this, by the way. I don't know if you know this, is a half a mile away. 0.5. I run a mile a day to go to the bathroom. A mile. Just to answer how long it was.
Oh, that's powerful.
A mile. Everybody's looking at her. And she goes, also, I'm not allowed to use the little bikes from the facility because colored people aren't allowed to use them. I have to run. I'm sorry, and I'm not as fancy as you guys, and I don't own pearls around my neck, but I work day and night living from a fucking coffee pot that none of you will even touch. She calms herself. So excuse me if I use the restroom a few times a day. She grabs her stuff. She leaves. They're all just looking at him. He's like, he turns around. He looks at the coffee pot. And he's like, he walks up and he just takes the colored sticker off. And he just puts his head down. Because you can tell he's like, fuck, I never even pay attention. I don't care. Either I don't care and I'm not paying attention.
Powerful scene.
Oh, man.
Powerful scene.
Super powerful. Cut to, next scene. He's smashing the colored signs off the wall, the crowbar. All the whites only sign, all of it. Smashing them all off the wall. He rips it off. Everybody's looking at him. All the whites, everybody in the because it's it's the boss doing this.
Right.
Everybody's looking at him and he goes, no more colored or white restrooms. Just toilets. You go whenever, wherever. I don't care. And he walks off. And everybody's looking at him and he stops and he goes, here at NASA. He's all tired. We all pee the same color. And he walks off. And all the black women are like,
God damn, that's powerful.
This happened at your dad's job.
Powerful.
This happened at your dad's job.
Fucking wild. That's fucking wild.
So,
Jesus.
my boy Ali comes over.
But I knew that would happen. As soon as he really knew what she was doing, it was going to happen.
Because you could feel it. Oh, this guy's not racist. He's oblivious.
Yeah.
He's oblivious.
He's oblivious, and why would he think about that?
Because he just doesn't care. And that is the racism of most white people and the white privilege thing that people are talking about.
Right.
It's that.
It's just he didn't have to realize that she had to run a half a mile to go to pee.
But you have to admit, like he did, I'm a part of the problem too.
Yeah.
White people, and that's what black people are asking you. Is right? We're not saying you're all racist, bro. We're asking you to admit that you're also a part of the problem, bro. And it's okay.
Yeah, be like me and just know that you're part of the problem.
You gotta be like, bro, that's how also, it's not why you're not racist is because you're racist. I'm racist, and that's why I'm not racist. It's like, bro, Neil Brennan said it best, bro. Everybody's racist.
Just if you admit it to yourself, things become a whole lot easier. You also see things differently.
You see things differently, and you change, and you know why, and you know what you're really talking. And you know why your brain thought that, and like, I don't really think that. You know what I mean? Like, but don't fucking lie and say you don't think race, like you don't see color and all that shit. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Just stop being extra racist, and just admit you're racist like this, and fucking move on and move forward. Knock down the signs.
Mm-hmm.
Move forward. So, they're all having, like, Mashir Ali comes over or whatever, and they're all having dinner as a family, and she's super sick from running in the rain. So she's got the flu now.
Right.
And he's like, I made you soup. And she's like, oh, thank you, right? And then they're having dinner, and he's having dinner with their kids, and they're just having, like, a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So May 5th now, 1961. It's the day America will shoot a man into space. Okay? All the girls and families are, like, in front of their TVs. All of America is in front of their TVs. This is, like, one of those kind of moments, right? You know, they're counting it down 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have ignition. We have liftoff. Right? And we see all the guys like outside, like in the dudes in NASA. You see Harrison and shit. He's like, get up there. Because, you know, they're like, that shit's high. It's also for them. That's like the liftoff and the landing is when they're freaking the fuck out, you know? So that's why it's quiet in Justin. They're like, you know, and then you hear the guy goes, we're good. Switching to manual. And we are good. And they're like, yeah, right? You know, at home, everybody's celebrating at other houses in America. Kennedy gives a famous speech. When you see it, I can't remember, but it's one of those famous. It's one of his famous ones.
Okay.
But it's actually it's the actual footage of like when he gave this speech because he says one of the famous quotes. That's why it's like, oh, it's one of the famous ones. I just don't
ask not
that one, not that one
for your country. Okay.
It's one of his. It's not the most because that's like the most famous. It's like when you hear it, you're like, I've read that or heard Kennedy say that.
Maryland, let me clap those cheeks.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Okay.
Maryland, get your cheeks over here, and I shall.
That's the one. All right.
Yeah, that was it. So, at NASA, they're all happy, right? With, you know, what happened, good work. And then Harrison looks at everybody, all right, guys, go home to your families tonight. Go have dinner with your kids, you know? Also, by the way, the music behind this movie, Pharrell does the whole soundtrack. Oh, really? So the music is perfect.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He also got nominated for an Oscar, too.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that. Yeah, the soundtrack of this is all Pharrell.
That's awesome.
It's fucking unbelievable. Like the beats in the background for all this are like, man, why? Like everything just makes you like
fire.
you're pumped
positive
up. You're like you're rooting for, you know what I mean? You're already rooting for these women, but then the music is like, yeah, you know, those Pharrell kind of drums, you know? So Mary's the Ali and Catherine are hanging out and they kiss. And she's like, oh my God, I haven't done that in a long time. Right? They kiss again. Cut to Mary, she's watching the news with her husband, and it's the day the Freedom Riders bus blows up.
Oh, fuck.
So it's that day. It's crazy. These were days, man.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
And her husband, of course, he's so mad. We cut to Dr. King, and he's talking how, you know, we got to change. We have to save the soul of America. And it starts with and they were peacefully protesting. They were, as he was saying that shit.
Yeah.
Bro, this movie is like today. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's really relevant.
Insane how relevant.
Really relevant. Wild.
Shit happened in the 60s, my nigga.
Save the soul of America.
It's 2020, fool.
It's crazy. That's what we need to do.
So cut to Mary. She's at court, fighting for her rights, bro, and arguing to attend this white school so she can become an engineer, like a certified engineer at that, like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want that degree. So the judge tells her, you know, this is Virginia. Virginia is still a segregated state. I don't care. And then he was like, the judge's like, I don't care what this person says, that person says. As far as in this state, we're still segregated, right? And she goes, sir, I understand that, but I believe there are special circumstances. And the judge is like what? And she goes, Your Honor, you of all people should know the importance of being first. And he's like, how's that? And then she starts telling him all the things he did in his family first, the judge.
Damn.
And he's looking at her like, okay. Like, cause now you're like, you got my attention.
Damn. Flattery. Always flatter.
And research.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
And then he goes, all right, ma'am, you did your research, so what's your point? And then she goes, no Negro woman has ever attended a white school. It's completely unheard of. But they said no man would ever be in space, and now a man's in space. You know? She goes, sir, I want to be an engineer. I can't change the color of my skin, but out of everything you have done in your life, what will matter the most in 100 years? And he looks at her, and she goes, come on. What will make you, she goes, what will make you a real first? And she looks at him and he goes, okay. Only the night classes though, Miss Jackson. Thank you, sir. That judge is remembered though.
Damn,
Genius. She was like, all right,
damn.
how can I, it's about you. It's about your, how do I feed your ego?
Feed your ego. God damn, dude. These are some likable ass women.
Oh, these women are geniuses? Straight up geniuses.
Some awesome women.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I love the way they play the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's crazy because their brains are smaller than ours.
Okay, buddy. Hold on. Wait a minute. That's not what, guys. So she walks out. I love this because thank you, sir. She walks out calm, and then right when she gets out to the steps, yes! And then she starts walking.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, oh, I was also screaming at him. I said, yeah, let's go!
Let's do this.
So Catherine is, she's working up for like her projections. She's working on all this like shit, and she writes this proposal thing, and she wrote, it's written by the Big Bang guy. That's what it's technically supposed to be written by. And she looks at it, and she looks at it for a little longer, and she's like, "Fuck it," and she writes, "And Catherine." You're like a fuck it, I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
And then she asks Mr. Harrison. She goes and asks Mr. Harrison for like this early jump on the trajectory stuff, so she can get like a early thing on it. And then he goes, "No, absolutely." And then Big Bang's like, "She can't do that, sir. No way." And then Big Bang's like, "Do you know how accurate this would like those kind of things have to be to have you work on it? Somebody like you work on it." He's still being a hater.
Yeah.
And she tells him like, "Sir, I know this, and I'm an excellent shot." And she starts talking about like she knows guns. She starts breaking down like the trajectory of like a sawed-off shotgun bullet.
Okay.
She's like, "I know trajectory. I know how this stuff works." Also, it's like, damn, she knows the trajectory of a sawed-off shotgun like off the top of her dome.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because she's like, "I grew up around guns. I know how they work." Like, she's like, "I know trajectory." It's like, I thought that shit was dope, nigga. Like, ooh, because that like a sawed-off, you have to know. Like, she's like, "I know how like to make one piece, and I know how it would hit in the like center of like a hole the size of like a point something." She's like, "I know the numbers of that." Mm-hmm. Who knows the numbers to that?
A genius.
That's some like retarded shit. Like drop the toothpicks and you count them, though. G and shit.
Some retarded.
Is it not though? Is that not like a level of, you know what I'm saying,
I know
fool?
what you mean.
You have to be kind of retarded. Like she'd have to be a kind of retarded to know all this shit.
She's on the spectrum.
What do you don't think?
Probably.
The level of calculation she can do.
Yeah.
She'd have to, and she's like a little. When you see her Taraji, she's very nerdy.
Okay.
She's the nerdy one. She's not like she's extremely kind of nerdy looking.
Okay.
So. He right then, homeboy Harrison looks at it. He goes, "Give it a go, Catherine." And then he looks right then the Big Bang guy looks down and grabs the papers that she turned in, and he looks at it and he sees her name on it, and he goes, "Computers don't offer reports. Like read, like do it again." He's like hell, like I'm not turning it in with your name on it.
Okay.
She's like, "All right." So cut to they're watching as the man. Remember the dude that went to space? Mm-hmm. He lands, but when he lands, something goes wrong and the capsule sinks. And they lose the capsule. And that's a huge fucking deal.
Okay.
Right? It's lost in the ocean. And money, everything. It's a big fucking deal, right? Mm-hmm. They lose all the data that was in it.
Damn.
Everything.
Damn.
So cut to Harrison now. He's talking to the president, talking to Congress, and he has to convince them how, even though that didn't work, we still need to go to the moon. And they're like, "Well, if you can't," they're like, "You can't even get the capsule back safely. How do we trust you to get a human being's life, like a human being back safely, right?" And then he's like, "Man, we will get our guys back home safe. I promise you. Trust us. We will get it done. Like, we're NASA. That's what we do. We're America. We're going to get it done."
Yeah.
So Big Bang is talking about how...
what happened?
Oh, he's talking to them about how, like, they know how to get up.
Right.
We can get the spaceship up. Right now, our problem is getting it back down.
Coming down. All right.
That's our problem, right? And he's explaining it to him. Catherine, as he explains to everybody, Catherine keeps asking question after question. And he's, of course, getting annoyed. Mm-hmm. But she's a genius. So that's why she's asking questions.
Because she's trying to figure stuff out. Yeah.
She's asking. And he's getting annoyed, right? And then, he ends the briefing, whatever. And then she comes to him and she's like, "Hey, I would like to be in the Pentagon briefings." And he's like, "Hell no."
Yeah.
Fucking, are you out of your fucking mind? There's never been a woman in those, especially a woman of color. Never. We're not. No, you're not in the Pentagon, but And then he looks at her, he goes, "Why don't you go do your job or I'll find someone else who can." She's like, all right. Also, this thing is like, at this point, bro, she's clearly like.
Yeah, at least your rank. There's no way.
Well, he's lead engineer.
Right, but there's no way Mr. NASA is going to.
No, Harrison fucks with this chick, fool.
Yeah.
Clearly, he changed the bathroom rules for her.
Yeah. So she's here to stay, bro. So learn to work with her.
So Dorothy, our girl Dorth, still working on her IBM computers. You know what I mean? Right then, a white dude busts in. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't be in here." And she's got it working and shit. And they're like, "This is delicate equipment." And right when they're coming to look up, they're like, "Oh shit, hey, Phil. Oh my God, we got numbers." And then she's just kind of smiling. And they go, "Ma'am, what's your name?" And she goes, "Dorothy." And they go, "Dorothy what?" She goes, "Dorothy Vaughn." And they're like, "Dorothy Vaughn, thank you." And she's like, "Well, that'll play itself out."
Right.
And right then, so Catherine again comes up to Big Bang and asks him to attend the briefings. He still says no. And she's like, "Why? Look, I can help. I can really do that." He's like, "No, it's the way things are. Mm-hmm. You're never going to be in those Pentagon briefings." Right? So late night, Harrison is watching Catherine work her ass off, super late. And when she types a report, she does the same thing. She puts her name on it with the dude again. And she goes and she hands it to him, and he gets pissed, and he's like, whoop, whoop. It's the next morning. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, you shouldn't be putting your name on this. I said that computers don't, you're just a computer. Computers don't have, like, they don't put their names on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And right then, Harrison walks up, and he's like, hey, what is going on here? And then she goes, sir, I need to be in the press briefings for the Pentagon. I need to be in those. And then he's like, okay, well, why can't she attend? He looks at homeboy, and he's like, what do you mean, why can't she attend? She doesn't have clearance. She's a woman. She's black. Like, what are you talking about? Of course she can't attend. And then he goes, okay. Harrison's like, okay, I get that. And he looks at her, and looks at him, and he goes, who makes the rules in these walls? And then Catherine goes, you, sir. You're the boss. All you got to do is act like one. And he kind of smiled, like, and then the fucking Big Bang's, and he storms off. And he goes right in the meeting, and he looks at her, and he goes, all right, come on, but be quiet. And he hands her, like, a little clearance pass, and she's like, like she like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she
fuck you, Big Bang.
right? So she walks in. I mean, these are all generals. Everybody got the stars and shit, and they're all looking at her like, what the fuck? This black woman doing there? And even our astronaut homies are in there too. You know, they're in there, and so they all start arguing about whoop de whoop. And the one racist, our boy, the John Allen guy, the not racist astronaut, he's looking at her like, fuck. He's like, I love it that she's in there, right? So they start arguing about stuff, and they ask Big Bang a question, and he can't find the answer, and she fucking rattles it off the top of her head. Mm-hmm. Everybody looks at her, you know, and they're like, damn. And then they ask Harrison another question of when something like else will happen, and they need an answer for it about the trajectory or whatever. And then he grabs a piece of chalk, and he goes, Catherine, like to have a go? He smiles.
Ooh.
She is like, oh, I love her and the chalkboard, nigga. Yeah. She don't fuck around. Yeah. She goes up to that chalkboard. It is, dude. Yeah. She goes up to the chalkboard and starts doing the music, like kicks in. And as she starts doing more and more, the music like gets louder and louder. It starts pumping, and she just keeps killing it. And they're all staring at her like, holy shit. And then she backs away, and they all look, and they're like, she's got it. She's got it. And then Big Bang just puts his head down because he's like a fucking idiot. Yeah. And then the astronaut dude goes, I like this girl's numbers. And they all kind of laugh, right? So Harrison is talking about the IBM computer. He talks to the IBM computers, right? Mm-hmm. To the guys running it. And he's like, hey, why aren't these things up? You know, we need them up, running right now. Let's go. And they're like, hey, man, we're still learning how to program these things. We just need more people. This is hard. It's hard. It's harder to figure out how to program than we thought and all this shit. And then Harrison's like, man, look, I don't care. Get it done now. You're IBM. Also, if you don't get it done, I'm not paying you for any of this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not paying for this. Yeah. Which is fair. Like, hey, we're not paying for you guys for this if this isn't
just fuck
working.
Around. Yeah.
Or if it doesn't work, like, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
So, right then, Kirsten comes in. All the girls are downstairs, right? And she gives Dorothy a promotion to work on the IBM computers. Right? And she's like, yes. And they go outside, and then she goes, I'm sorry, but one quick question. What about my girls? And she's like, ooh, well, you know, they'll have their job for now. And she goes, but what about in the future? And she goes, well, once the IBM computer's up and running, I mean, you know, they won't have any use for them. We'll have to kind of let them go. And she looks at Kirsten Dunst. She looks down at her promotion slip, and she hands it back to her. She goes, well, you don't have me if you don't have them. Woo! And she looks at her, and she's like, are you are you crazy? We'll get your place. She goes, no, you won't. My girls already know how to program it. They've already been trained. Woo! I got the upper hand, bitch.
Fuck you.
They've already been trained.
Fuck you, Mary Jane. Suck a dick.
And she looks at her. She's like, ah. Cut to. She walks back into the room and she goes, ladies, we have been reassigned. The music starts pumping, kicking again, and an amazing shot of them doing that long ass walk to the real building, though. Oh. And they're doing it together, though. You know what I mean, nigga? Oh, the shot, powerful.
Oh, I love it.
Powerful fucking shot, dog. Mm-hmm. So late night, Catherine's, at work, and Harrison's watching her, and says, cause she's just down there on the chalkboard killing it, doing her thing. And he looks at Big Bang, and he goes, man, you know our real job, Big Bang? The real job. And he points at her, and he goes, is finding the geniuses amongst the geniuses. That's our job. It pulls us all up. And it cuts to she's working, and he's like, okay, good night, sir. And he leaves, and as he leaves, she's just still working. He just stares at her with just that death.
The hate.
Just that pure hatred, man.
Yeah.
He does a good job, the actor. He does a good job. So Mary.
So hard to imagine him as
I know, wait till you see it.
Emotions.
Yeah, wait till you see it.
Yeah.
So Mary gets ready late night to go to her night class, and her husband's the dude who was against it at first. He comes up, and he gives her the brand new, just invented, mechanical pencil. And he has to explain to her how it works and what it is.
Crazy. Were you in school? Were you a mechanical pencil person, or a regular pencil person?
Both. That was both. I honestly didn't mind. I didn't mind the mechanical, but I didn't mind the regular either.
I did not like the mechanical.
Yeah?
Yeah, regular pencil.
I like the good mechanical, because some sucked.
There are good mechanicals. I mean, I've used some, but regular pencil.
Oh, number 2. Nothing beats a number 2.
Yeah.
Like,
Number
but
2,
if,
master race.
But if you handed me a mechanical, I ain't mad at it.
Right. Well, I'm using it, but I'm not buying mechanical.
No, I never bought. I think I bought a mechanical once, but I always bought a bunch of number 2s because they always work. You need a good fucking pencil sharpener.
Yeah.
You got a bad pencil sharpener, bro. A pencil's useless.
Yeah, I had a good pencil sharpener. I can still imagine it. Oh
God, it's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard you say. I saw your dick get hard.
I miss it.
So, Mary is getting, her husband gives her the pencil and stuff, and he kisses her, and she's like, he's like, I'm so proud of you, and he goes, honey, no one will stand in front of you of your dream, myself included. And she's like, thank you, and they kiss, right? And so she gets to class for the first time, and they all look at it because it's all these white dudes, right? Mm-hmm. And the teacher's like, excuse me, miss, I think you're in the wrong room. She goes, no, I'm new. And he goes, ma'am, this curriculum is not designed for a woman. And she goes, oh, well, I'm sure it'll work just fine. And she sits down. And she hands him the thing I'm officially in this class. Yeah. And he's like, well, okay. And then all the white dudes are like, what the fuck is she doing in here, right? So cut to now Catherine is telling everyone stuff, and they're listening to her.
Right.
Like, people are now listening to her, right? And she's still trying to figure out something like this one trajectory thing out. And she's like, I know what I'll do. And she tells her that she's going to use Euler's method, which is ancient math.
Right.
Like math no one even uses before. And she's like, they're like, why do you think this is working? She's like, because it's not theoretical. She's like, and that's what we need. It's crazy also that there's this much math.
Right.
That also blew me just right. I was like, bro, what the? It's crazy. There's theoretical math and then there's math.
Math is so hard to visualize too. That's what's crazy about math. I was bad at it because I couldn't see it. But these people can see it conceptually.
Yeah, they see it, bro. They see it how a nigga can, some niggas can just see the piano in their head.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to learn. They just see it.
They just see it and it makes sense intuitively.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Weirdos.
So she erases everything and starts over, right?
Yeah.
And Harrison and Big Bang are like, what? Holy shit. That's it. They figured it out, right? And they type it up. The Harrison, not that Big Bang types it up, but he just types it up, of course, as
him.
His idea.
Right.
So in the bathroom, Kirsten and our girl Kirsten Dunst and Dorothy bump into each other. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, hi, hey. And they're having small talk as they wash their hands. And Dorothy's still being super nice, And Kirsten's like, well, I heard the IBM is at full capacity now. And Dorothy's like, yeah, we got it running pretty good now. She's like, wow. She goes, well, I have some other girls for you to train if it's okay. And then Dorothy goes, well, I guess that wouldn't be my decision. That sounds more like that would be something for the supervisor to handle. And she turns around and walks off, right? And then she goes, Kirsten, I love that. Also, that's so smooth of
yeah.
You want me to, because it is, she got to that, she worked and got to that point where she can be where you was like, oh, that's not my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I've outgrown you, bitch. So you ain't finna make me do extra shit.
Suck it, Kirsten.
Unless I get
paid.
Mm-hmm. And the rank.
The title. Yeah.
I need the title too.
She way to play that. She chest moved that.
Oh, beautiful. So Kirsten Dunst goes, she goes, hey, Dorothy, I have nothing against y'all.
Ugh.
Dorothy goes, I know. And she's like, Kirsten smiles and she goes, I know you probably believe that. And she walks off.
Ooh, suck it.
Hey, you know how I know you have something against black people, Kirsten? You said, I have nothing against
y'all.
Oh, you mean the people that you clearly have something against?
Yeah, what? Who says that?
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say that to other brown people.
No, and you have a lot against them.
Yeah, right?
So, Catherine gets home late one night, and that night her kids stayed up for her. And they made a special dinner. And she's like, what is going on? And her mom's there. And she's like, and they're all dressed up. And they're like, she's like, what is happening? And then Ali comes out and she's like, what is going on with y'all? And then she looks down and when she sits down on her table and on her plate is a little box. And she's like, she starts crying. She's like, is that for me? And then the daughter's like, why are you sad, Mom? He's a good man. And then he looks at, and then she's like, oh my God. He's like laughing. He goes, hey, I haven't even asked yet. Right? And then he looks at it, he goes, this is my mother's ring. And he pulls it out. He goes, my mother and my father were married 52 years. When I asked my mom to have it, she said, man, this girl must be really something. And I said, no, Mom. She's more than that. She's everything. And he looks at her and he goes, and I know with you, I'm not just marrying you, but I know I'm marrying your girls as well. And that's why I wanted them here. And then she cuts him off. She goes, I do. And he goes, I have an Ashley. She's like, I don't care. I do. And she hugs him.
That's great.
Great. Also, it's like, yeah, that's a real man, though, because it's like, oh, that's smart. Because you are, it's like, oh, I'm not marrying just you.
I'm marrying a family.
Yeah, so they should be here. You know what I mean? This isn't like just a me, you thing.
Right.
And I'm letting you know that I'm acknowledging that, you know? So Harrison, the next day, calls Catherine into the office. And he looks really sad. And he tells her the IBM computer is working great. It's up, and it's, even better than we thought, you know? Right. It's a computer. And he goes, so we won't be running backups here anymore. She looks at him. She's like, and he goes, we no longer need you in this department, Catherine.
Oh.
Progress is a double-edged sword sometimes.
Oh.
Please report back to your old job. And she's like, oh, thank you, sir. And she turns around, walks off. And he goes, Catherine, I'm sorry about this. It's out of my hands. She's like, I understand. So she goes outside, and remember the racist white lady's been racist to her the whole time?
Right.
She comes to her, she's standing there crying. And she goes, we heard you got engaged. She hands her a box, and she opens it, and it's pearls. Because remember in the beginning, she was, And she goes, thank you. She goes, Harrison did this. And she looks up, and he's already back to work. But he did. But I like that because, I like this kind of guy. Because you know what I'm saying?
He's who he is.
He's who he is.
He's who he is.
But he cares.
Yeah.
But he's like, I can't.
Yeah.
This is out of my hands. I got to get back to work, man.
Yeah.
I got to get back. I can't hand you the pearls because it's too emotional. It's like, I got to get back. I'll fire you and I'm going to get back because that's my job and I'm a man. But then I'm going to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get this guy, you know? That's why I want to emphasize it so you can really see, like, in these images, because you already see the scene, don't you? Of like, get to the pearls and she looks up and he's already like, he's doing it. He's back
gone.
at it. He's gone.
Yeah.
So, and then she's like, thank you, you know. And then she goes to leave and the lady's like, you did really good work, Catherine. You really did. Right? So cut to Catherine's now. She's getting married. She's all happy. It's a great time. It's 1962 now. So about a year's gone by.
Okay.
All the girls are kind of like back now because the computers are up running. The girls are like back in their jobs, you know, from the beginning. Like she's back in her old job and everything. So Harrison gets on, like everybody's back in their old job, like everyone, all of them. So Harrison gets on a Big Bang, gets on Big Bang because it's the day of our boy John Allen's launching into space, and the IBM numbers he thinks they're wrong. Right? He's like, because they came out different than they did last night, this morning, and he doesn't like that.
Right.
You know, when we triple checked or whatever. And he's like, oh my God, so they start getting pissed. They start arguing. They call the astronaut and they tell him, hey, one of the numbers is off for the landing, you know, trajectory, whoop-de-whoop. I don't trust this. You know, we're working on it. He tells them, hey, we're working on it right now, but we just want to give you a heads up. And then he goes, the astronaut goes, man, I don't trust that shit. Get that girl to check it. And they go, what girl? He goes, you know, that girl that from the meeting, get her to check it. And they go, okay. He goes, I trust her. He goes, if she says we're good, then I'll trust it. Right?
Baller.
This all happened, dude.
Baller.
So Harrison goes, like, he turns around, he tells one of his assistants, like, go get Catherine. The music hits in, cut to this white boy now doing that run that we've seen her do all movie.
Great.
That's a great callback and a great fucking shot, man.
Great.
Whoever this director is, I forgot his name, but dude, brilliant.
Great.
Because now he's sprinting with all the paper, and he's sprinting, and it's the same shot. Genius.
Who directed this?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you at the end. We'll look it up at the end.
Okay.
I don't know, though. So he busts in where all the black women are, and he goes, Catherine? She's like, yes. He goes, we need you to verify these coordinates now. And he slams them down, and everyone is like, holy, because they all realize, like, oh, this is about that launch that's happening today. They all know they work there. So but obviously, this is a big deal.
This is a big deal.
And then everybody's like, holy shit. And then Dorothy's like, well, back up. Let the woman get to work. And she starts working, right? Mm. So John Glenn, he's boarding the thing, and they're doing, like, you know, he's doing this astronaut stuff. And he looks at him. He's like, any call from Langley yet? And they say, not yet, sir. And he's getting more nervous and nervous, which is also not what you want.
Right.
You know? I'm sure for that, you definitely need your astronaut going in with all the confidence in the world.
Yeah.
So Catherine, she's busting her ass. She is she finally boom figures it out, and the music kicks in super hard, right? And she looks at the white dude, and then he's like, "You got it?" She's like, "Yeah," because he's like, "Well, let's go," because she's like, he's like, "Oh," and she gets up, and they start running. Now they're running back across together. Same shot, right?
Yeah.
And they show the astronaut. He's like sitting there. He's just waiting. Still nothing, right? Mm-hmm. They get to the door. The guy grabs the work from her, runs in. The door closes, and the music just stops. And then she's like, because they don't let her in.
Right.
And she just stands, even though they just asked for help.
Right.
She stands there. She's really hurt. She kind of stares at the door for a while. And then she turns around. She starts walking. And the door opens up. And it's Harrison. He goes, "Catherine!" And he's holding the clearance tag. And she's like, and he's like, "Come on, let's go!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's now.
Yeah.
And she's like, it also snaps her like, "Oh yeah, this isn't time.
This is real.
This isn't time to like feel good."
Yeah.
And so she runs in, and she's huge. As she walks in, because now she's in the shit. Huge smile on her face.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's in the Houston room. You know what I'm saying? Where they're like Houston, like that room.
Control,
bro. So Harrison, it gives John the numbers that Catherine just gave him, and he's like, "I like the." He's like, they match up with what he wants to hear and what they were before, and he likes it. He's like, "That's what I wanted to hear." He feels confident. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Man, I'm sorry." He's like, you just don't trust something you can't look in the eyes sometimes. You know what I mean, Harrison? And he's like, "I understand what you mean, but totally fine." And he goes, "But please," he goes, "No, we totally understand, but Catherine got it done for us." And he's like, "Tell her thank you. We needed her."
This is John Glenn?
John Glenn.
John Glenn. Okay, you said Alan.
I meant John Glenn.
Okay,
sorry,
yeah,
John Glenn.
This is a very famous person.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was him. That's why I was like, "Oh, this must have happened because they wouldn't."
Yeah.
He must have asked for Catherine. Like this must have happened.
This must have happened.
So, cut to they're resuming the launch. T-minus 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Left off. Right? And then the dude fucking goes, it hits, and then he finally goes, "We just hit zero gravity, and I feel fine, boys. The view is tremendous." Everybody's like, "Ah," right? So he goes, "John, we're going for an orbit. He's supposed to orbit the Earth 7 times. It should take 10 hours, and then he'll be back." That's it's on the news. This is like big. This is everybody's watching all that shit, right? So the girls, they're all watching on the news. Dorothy is so happy. You know what I mean? And she's going to leave, because lock up for the night. All the other girls have left. And Kirsten Dunst comes in. And she goes, "Well, we have a new assignment for you." She goes, "What is it?" And they hand her a slip. IBM computer supervisor.
Woo! Good for her. Good for her. Damn.
She's like, "Do I get a team?" And they're like, "We're going to give you a team of 30 just to start."
Good for her.
Climbed it, bro.
She did that shit.
She did that shit.
She did that shit.
So she's just smiling. She goes, "Thank you, Miss Mitchell." And then Kirsten Dunst turns and she's like really sincere. She's like, "You are quite welcome, Miss Vaughn." And she walks off. And then Dorothy turns, like, because she's the last one in the room, and she just stares at the colored computer sign. And then she just cuts the light off and walks off and slams the door. Powerful, bro. Powerful, dog. So in the space shuttle, they get a warning light. Pretty much the check engine light comes on. Right? For our boy John Gray. And they say, Glenn. Mm-hmm. And they say he has to come down now. Or he might burn. If he doesn't come down now, if they come down when he's supposed to, he might burn up on reentry.
Right.
All right. So now, obviously this is world news. So now it's breaking news that the ship's in danger. So everybody's like, "Oh my God." Dorothy and Mary they're all like, everybody's in different places and shit. Catherine, it's like Catherine tells them what the plan that they should do, and it 100% will work, right? And so they tell the astronaut to do it, right? And he goes like, "Okay." And then he goes, tells him what Catherine said, and he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Is there a problem?" And then they look at Harrison, and Harrison tells him, goes like this, and they lie to him. They go, "Oh, no, there's no problem. We just, just make sure you're okay. We just need you to do this now, And he goes, "Okay." He's like, "All right." You can already tell they're lying, right?
Yeah.
And so people are now outside looking up, like with binoculars, like, "Holy shit, is this about to happen?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Shit about to go down?
Yeah. So Dorothy, literally has to stop her car when she's driving because everyone's on the street looking up. So she gets out of her car and is like, "Well, Like it's like that kind of shit. It's like
yeah.
also that's like a moment in a history in America. Imagine like being like, oh wow, well what are we all looking at?
Yeah, we're all looking at something.
Yeah. So, Catherine is obviously watching so nervously, and then John says, "Man, it's a fireball out here," and his ship's now coming down, and it's turned into a straight fireball. Right. He's like, "It's hot, boys," and then everyone inside is holding their breath. It's just quiet as shit, right? And then right then it just goes Blake, and they go, "Friendship 7, do you copy?" Friendship 7, do you copy? Over. Silent. Friendship 7, do you copy? Over. Catherine starts praying. Friendship 7, do you copy? Over. Loud and clear, Capcom, I copy. Everyone's like, oh, everyone exhales at the same time, right? They go, Roger that. They go, Roger that. Well, let's get you home, John. And he goes, hope those landing coordinates are still hold. And they look up at Catherine, and Catherine's like, but nervous, right? Mm-hmm. And then they go, landing coordinates are spot on. And he lands in the Bahamas. Like, man, I've never been to the Bahamas Oceans before, boys, right? And everybody's like, yeah, everybody's celebrating. So everybody's cheering and stuff, and all these white men are hugging and celebrating and cheering with each other. No one's saying anything to our girl, to Kathy. Harrison walks up, though. Catherine, that was nice work. Thank you, sir. They shake hands. He looks at her. You think we can get to the moon? She goes, we're already there, sir. He laughs. Other white men start coming up and shaking her hand, too.
Ooh. That's nice.
So John, the John Gray, completed three orbit flights around the Earth. Yeah. First time, right? This is now like, in the movie they're showing like what the accomplishments they did and shit. Yeah. Our girl Mary became a NASA and America's first black women's aeronautical engineer.
Crazy.
First one in NASA.
Crazy.
All right. 1979, she was appointed the Langley women's program manager. Mm-hmm. Right. And then cut to like we see her graduating, right? And she went on to fight for the advancement in NASA for all women of all colors. Oof. That's what she did.
Good for her.
So Mary got it done.
Yeah, it seems like they all kind of got it done.
So now we see Miss Vaughn supervising all these white women now.
Right.
White women, bro. Okay? Telling them what to do and all that shit. Dorothy Vaughn became NASA's first African-American supervisor. Not woman.
Ooh,
first.
Black in general. Crazy.
Dorothy wasn't playing, fool. Mm-mm. As a photon specialist on the frontier of electronic computing, she is now regarded as one of the most brilliant minds of NASA.
God.
Dorothy.
Damn. Dorothy, look at you, all from a stolen library book.
Preach it, EA. I was just about to say, nigga, from a stolen library book. Took it to she was regarded as one of the most brilliant minds of NASA, my nigga. The whole thing.
Created her own opportunity and then knocked it out of the park.
Knocked it out of the fucking Barry Bonds did. We see Catherine. She's typing up a letter with her and Big Bang's name on it. And she gives it to him, and he just hands it to her. He has to accept that it is what it is now. Yeah. Katherine Johnson went on to perform calculations for the Apollo 2 mission. The Apollo 2 mission to the moon and the space shuttle landing on the moon. And that one too.
Crazy.
In 2016, NASA dedicated the Katherine G. Johnson Computational Building. She has a building in NASA's thing.
Yeah.
In honor of her groundbreaking work in space travel. At the age of 97.
Jesus, still alive. Crazy.
Catherine was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Crazy.
From President Barack Obama.
Crazy it took that long.
And celebrated that night, her 56th anniversary, with General Jim Johnson.
Damn.
They're still married.
Damn.
Zammers are, you see her, she's working late night. You see Harrison working late night. Camera zooms out on her. We see the pics of the real women. All, when they were young, when they're working at NASA, all to grow up to be super old. Hidden figures.
Damn. That's amazing. Didn't they all go to the Oscars too? Mm-hmm. Good for them.
These women changed the world, fool.
Good for them.
Do you feel me now when I'm saying this should be in school?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is, because this is everything. This is uplifting as any, I don't care what race you are. You're a brown man, fool.
Yeah.
Tell me that didn't fucking make you want to get some shit
I
done?
teared up.
That didn't make you want to get some shit done?
Yep.
And nobody can stop you from getting shit done when you want to get it done? Nobody can even fucking come close? Man, this movie was fucking powerful. This movie was genius. It was real. The acting, the writing, what it's about. Nigga, it's one of the better movies I've seen. It's one of the best movies I've seen, dog. This movie's fucking unbelievable. It's an unbelievable PG. This movie. It's named PG-13. PG.
It's very, it's a very real positive movie, which is hard. Usually, real movies like this are very.
It's hard to make. It's usually come off cheesy. There's no cheese in this.
Yeah, this is.
There's no cheese. The whole time you're sitting there gut wrenched, the whole time, man, because all the racism is not. It ain't that shit that's like, it ain't the Django racism. Which I mean, don't get me wrong, that shit gut wrenched too. But I'm saying this kind of racism is like, it's different, bro. It hurts because it's so real.
Yeah,
it's so real. The coffee thing, the bathroom scenes. Oh my God. Did you like it though?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. And it's like, it is like, it's NASA. So
yeah.
It's like, it's my dad.
I wonder if your dad knows about any of this.
Yeah, I'll ask him. I'll be like, well, yeah, did you watch Hidden Figures? Would you like,
Do you know any of these women's names?
Yeah, who they are, like, because this takes place, because the office my dad works in doesn't even exist at this point.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
but I wonder if he's heard of, like, Katherine G. Johnson. I mean, they gave the woman a building.
Yeah.
She won the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I'm just curious, like, man, I wonder if he's heard of her.
Yeah, I wonder. He must have watched the movie. Maybe, I don't know.
If not, that'd be a great, you're about to go home.
Yeah.
That'd be a great movie to watch with your dad.
Yeah.
This would be an awesome movie to watch with your dad and your sister and your mom. Why not?
Yeah.
This is a perfect family movie.
It's a great movie.
Also, I'm curious what your dad would think of it. On some real shit.
And just, and how much of this if he'll relate to any of this.
Yeah. Or if he'll be like, oh, it was like that. It wasn't that. I would honestly love it if you watch this movie with your dad and could come back with a tale of it.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely do that. A couple movies from now, you'll get the report.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Guys, thank you. You rocked another episode with us. You weren't racist. You held it in. Mm-hmm. We appreciate it. We'll come back next week and we'll be as racist as we want to be.
Yeah.
But this week, Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Fight the good fight.
Keep fighting.